Morning, Tina. You're up early?
Well, earlier than you might think. Since I had this terrible craving for blueberry muffins. So, come right over here. Just sit down. So, I made these with my own 2 little hands.
Must have been some craving to get you behind a mixing bowl.
Well, you know how it is, Clint. There's some desires you just can't deny. Oh, let me get that for you.
You don't have to wait on me.
Oh, no problem. You take it black, right?
Uh-huh.
Here you go. So, did you sleep well?
Eventually.
Yeah, it took me a while, too.
Good morning.
Morning,
Morning,
Vicky. Did you sleep well?
Yes, thank you. I did. Well, Tina, at what hour did you finally come in last night?
Around 12:30 or 1.
How's Clover?
She's fine.
I must tell you that it is very, very sweet of you to be so concerned about Clint's drinking. But do we have to be concerned about yours?
No, I drank diet sodas all night long.
Very wise of you, Tina. Your pants have been looking extremely tight these last few days.
So what do you have planned for today?
Nothing really until the children come home. Now that Heron is back with us, there's really not much for me to do.
You used to have 100 things to do every day, honey.
And I suppose I will again.
I'll get it. Hello, Buchanan residence. Yes, Mr. Briggs. Hold on just a minute. What?
I'll take it in the study.
Blueberry muffins, my favorite.
Good, I made them.
And not for me, I'll bet.
What does that mean?
Oh, Tina, do you think I'm dumb? Oh, for heaven's sakes. It's a good thing that I'm not Vicky. If I were, you'd be out on the sidewalk with no place to go by now.
Just what are you talking about?
You're making a play for my husband.
Your husband.
My husband, you know what I mean.
No, Vicky, I am afraid I do not. I am certainly not after your husband.
Then why are you always running after him every 10 minutes to the back street to stop his drinking?
Look, I couldn't care less if he drank himself into oblivion. I'm just trying to get him to stop thinking about taking you with him to New York.
Tell me something. Did you bake these muffins to help convince him? And what were those guilty looks on your faces when I came in earlier?
There was no guilt.
Oh, you really do think I'm dumb. For heaven's sakes, I said good morning. It was like I'd pulled 2 triggers. Bodies started popping up and down. Expressions changed. Clint went absolutely pale.
Oh, come on now. You're really exaggerating.
Yes, I am. But I still felt it, and I still saw it.
Well, there it happens again. You know, I do something to help you or Clint, and everybody thinks it's for some other reason. You know, I should just sit here and let things take their natural course. The only problem is, I don't relish the thought of going to the Mountain View Sanitarium to visit my dear sister every
That's
day.
low, Tina. That's low.
No, it's reality. Unless we get Clint to not take you to New York.
Well, my dear sister, while you were at the back street last night, Clint and I had a little chat. And I don't have an option anymore. I have to go to New York.
Fine. Fine, you go right ahead, but it is going to be the biggest mistake of your life, Vicky.
Not true. Maybe I don't need as much help as you claim that I do. Maybe I can pull it off.
Oh, yeah, to what end, huh? So that Clint brings you back here to work at the Banner so you can be a failure as a publisher?
Well, I'm not thinking that far ahead. I just know that this trip to New York is necessary.
Not if it's divorce you want, which is what I thought we both agreed to.
Oh, there we go again. We. Beginning to think I should do more thinking for myself.
You know, my advice has really done a lot of good for you, you know.
Yes, it has. And I want to tell you I am very grateful for that, Tina. Unfortunately, I don't trust your motives anymore, especially where Clint is concerned. I'm beginning to think you have a little plan in your little head.
I don't have any little plan.
You have been an absolute dear to me, Tina. As dear Vicky would say. But I'm beginning to think maybe I shouldn't ignore everything she wrote about you in your diaries. Especially with Clint's former opinion of you.
You know, this is really insulting.
Oh, come off it. Something is going on between you and Clint. You can deny it, but I don't believe it. So I have to wonder, what is it? What do you doing? You coming on to him to make him fall in love with you? And then when he has fallen in love with you, you're going to spring the truth on him?
What, about you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the more I listen to you, the more I see you really need my help now. Come on, think about it a minute. What do you think Clint would do if he found out that I knew you were Nicky all along? I would be run out of town.
Then what do you want? What are you after?
Why should I tell you? You said you're not going to listen to me anyways. Besides, what difference is it going to make when you're stuck in that sanitarium when you get back from New York?
Why are you so positive I can't handle New York?
What, in a television studio, huh, with the camera zooming in on you? There is no way that you are not going to come off as a fraud.
And if I don't? Would a new sense of self-confidence as Vicky Buchanan scare the pants off you?
Oh, now we come right back around to the truth, don't we? The real reason why you don't want to hurry up and divorce Clint is because you're falling for him, aren't you?
He's not my type. Besides, he loves Vicky. But I have found out that he is a very, very nice man, and he does not deserve to be put through such pain. I'd rather ease him into a divorce.
Well, the longer you carry on this masquerade, the more chances you have of being found out.
Not necessarily. I might be a lot smarter than you think, my dear. I might just practice my speech and pull it off.
Fine, fine. You just go right ahead, okay? But don't you come whining to me when it all comes back to you. Because I'm not going to glue you back together. Excuse me.
What was that all about? I'd still like to know why Tina went storming out of here.
Tina is Tina, that's all.
Could you translate that for me?
Look, we had a serious disagreement, all right?
And one which you really don't want to explain to me. Just another rejection of another sort, right?
Oh, please, Clint, don't get upset and don't get angry, all right? I will tell you what it is if you want to know. I accused Tina of making a play for you.
What would make you think something like that?
Little things, mostly. The way she dresses, the way she caters to your every whim, the way she runs around after you in bars, sits next to you rubbing your neck.
Honey, a lot of that is just Tina's way. I think sometimes she feels compelled to do it, you know? I don't think she's even aware that she's doing it.
She says she's not doing it at all. And don't you feel in the least bit hunted?
Honey, it wasn't that long ago. We hated each other. It's just recently that we became friendly, sort of. She still gets on my nerves. I still yell at her.
And you are attracted to her?
I'm human, all right? Yeah, I noticed that she is sexy. But that's only because... Well, if...
Because we haven't made love in such a long time.
Look. Honey, if she's getting on your nerves, maybe we should just ask her to move out. I don't want her getting you upset again.
Well, Tina is incapable of upsetting me to the point where Nicky Smith might come out again, so please don't think that. No, as long as she stays my sister and your sister-in-law, and not a vamp, she can stay. It's all right.
You know what? I kind of like this. My wife is acting jealous. It makes me think that maybe there's still some hope that we could find our way to the same bed again.
Oh, Clint. Maybe I went too far.
Tina, a surprise. This ain't my birthday.
I couldn't believe you were here. I mean, I just found out about it. Why didn't somebody call me?
Well, my family's been pretty busy lately. I've been making phone calls, but it's good seeing you.
Thanks. Well, I got some things here for you. See, I've got some mystery novels. That one's a good one. I read that one. And this one here. Oh, and I remembered you like dark chocolates, so I got you some of those.
Yummy.
And I got you some flowers to brighten up your spirit.
Oh, terrific. Very thoughtful of you.
Well, don't sound so surprised. Now, is there something you want me to pick up for you?
Yeah, a new left arm, but I don't think they have them at the gift shop.
How bad is it?
Multiple fractures. But it's all right. I broke this one when I was a kid, so now I gotta match that.
I heard what happened to poor Dee Dee, too.
You know, she'd have died trying to save me. And last night, you know, if the cops don't get off their duffs and get to the bottom of this, I swear I'm going to get out of this bed and go do it myself.
Now, don't you dare. You just let them do that.
Right. So anyway, how are you?
Well, I came here to cheer you up. We're not supposed to talk about me.
Well, if we don't talk about you, what are we going to talk about? I don't have much to report. I mean, especially not on the Dorian estate. Ooh, wait a minute. Did her detective dig up something out of your deep, dark past?
Don't be silly. Dorian is just wasting her time.
Uh-huh. And what is it? Come on, I can tell there's something.
Well, what do you know about the divorce laws in Pennsylvania?
Telling me you're married?
And of course I'm not married. I would have mentioned that.
Well, you are endlessly surprising.
Yeah, well, not that surprising. Look, actually, the reason I'm asking is for a friend. She's quite desperate.
Oh, really? You mean she wants a divorce, but her spouse doesn't want it, huh?
Exactly. He really hasn't given her any grounds for divorce. She's just so unhappy. You know, she doesn't love him anymore, and she wants to get it over with, permanently over with.
Yeah, well, have her come by the office in a week when I'm ready to give out legal advice.
Oh, that might be too late.
What do you mean?
Well, look, I'm worried about her emotional state right now. You know, I think she needs something to give her a little hope. Can't you tell me something she might be able to use as grounds?
Well, it would be very helpful if her husband would cooperate and just go along with it.
No, he wouldn't do that. He thinks it's just a phase and she's going to get over it.
You sure he's wrong?
Absolutely. But anyways, can't you think of some kind of grounds she can use?
Well, she can move out and move out of the house for 3 years, and then everything's fine. Yeah, sure.
3 years? Can't you think of something a little faster than that?
Well, you say he's a nice guy, so that rules out physical abuse, right?
Of course, he'd never hurt her.
I suggest you tell him about counseling.
That's it. That's it. You mean she can't just go in someplace and demand a divorce?
Yeah, she's free to do whatever she wants. She can move out of the house. She can file for a legal separation. She can get on with her life. I assume there's children and money involved?
Both. Oh, I have to come up with some kind of solution soon. I don't know how much more of this Vicky can take.
Vicky? As in Victoria Buchanan?
Oh, I really didn't want to just let it out like that.
Vicky wants to divorce Clint?
Yeah, it's sad, isn't it?
Sad? I thought they would be the happiest couple in the world now that she's got this emotional illness behind her.
Oh, at least it's not public knowledge. At least not yet.
What happened?
Well, their relationship is different. You know, Vicky's frightened. She's frightened of life. She's frightened of anything that might make her become Nikki again.
Oh, wonderful. Now I've got that to feel guilty about.
No, there's no reason for either one of us to feel guilty about that. This is all because Vicky was so rigid, and it's because of Victor, not because of us. I don't know, I just feel bad about the whole thing.
Man, I'm shocked.
Yeah, Clint's out drinking all the time. I mean, sometimes he just hangs out. He doesn't even come home.
Wait a minute, that doesn't sound like Clint.
Well, she won't sleep with him. The poor man's frustrated.
Whoa, what? I don't need to or want to know their intimate details.
Look, I'm just telling you that because I want to know if she can use that as grounds for a quick divorce.
No, and she shouldn't either. Now, look, she should be taking her time. I mean, I agree with Clint. I think it is a phase that she's going through. It's going to take time for her to get back into her old way of life, and as for the other stuff, Clint's going to have to be patient.
Look, what Vicky needs is a divorce here, and that's what Clint needs too. You have never seen two people so miserable.
Tina, look, do them both a favor. Start talking to him about counseling and try to get him into marriage counseling, or get them both to go to Vicky's therapist. Tina, stop it with the divorce talk. All of it is just counterproductive.
It's easy for you to say. You don't have to stay at Landfair. I don't know. I guess the only thing that she can do is get Clint to divorce her, huh? Well, I hope you feel better. Thanks for listening.
Mm-hmm. Tina, I just have one question. What's in it for you if Vicky gets a divorce?
I just want everyone to be happy.
Oh, Clint, good. I thought you'd left.
Well, I wanted to finish up this editorial with peace and quiet. Just about got it. Oh, so where are you off to today?
Nowhere yet. In about an hour, I'm going to go pick up the children at school. I'm going to go to the park.
That sounds like fun. I wish I could join you.
Can't you?
Not really.
Well, can you waste a few minutes to talk to me?
Only if you promise to continue sounding like you're still jealous.
I don't know what's behind all this, but I have changed my mind. And, well, you're going to like it. I'm going to go to New York and do the television show.
Oh, sweetheart. That's wonderful news.
As long as you promise you'll make the arrangements.
Of course I will. And we'll retrace our steps from a few years ago. Same restaurant, same hotel. Oh, I know we can find our way back to each other.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for, darling.
What about the speech?
Oh, I'll deliver it. And I will accept the award in front of all the cameras.
I love it. I don't believe it, but I love it.
Well, I'm not going to change my mind, so don't worry about that. It'll be a lovely time. Just the two of us in New York City.
I can't wait.
No, nor can I. In fact, I think I'll go upstairs and pick out my wardrobe. Let's see you this evening.
Sweetheart, you have really made my day.
I can handle Tina and Clint and New York City and the television show and get everything I want. Just told Clint I'd go to New York with him. Can I really pull this off? I mean, before I thought the idea was brilliant. Now I think you're starting to think it's stupid. The thing is, I gotta have Tina's help, but I can't let her know what it's for. That could be trickier than staying out of bed with Clint. Yes, who is it?
It's Tina.
Come in, Tina.
Heron said you wanted to see me.
Yeah, I was wondering if you wanted to come with me to pick up the kids at school, and then we're going to the park afterwards.
That's it.
What, should I have had the invitation engraved?
Nikki, the only reason I am here is because I thought you wanted to apologize. If not, you can just forget it.
Don't leave. You didn't even give me time to apologize.
Well, when I came in here, you act like nothing was wrong.
I was hoping you weren't mad anymore.
Well, I still am.
Okay, I'm sorry, all right? I should never have accused you of making a play for Clint or wanting to get me out of the way.
I'm not sure I entirely believe that.
You want groveling? I'm sorry. Look, I've been under a lot of pressure lately. You know that. It's just that I got the real bad feeling when I walked in the library before I saw you and Clint. It was a kind of gut feeling, like there was something going on you hadn't told me about.
Anything in particular that changed your mind?
Yeah, Clint. He wanted to know why you stormed out, so I told him.
What, you told him you thought there was something going on between us?
I mean, I tried to get out of telling him at first, but then I figured, why not?
I can't believe this. I don't believe you did that. He must have freaked out. I am really surprised that you didn't get found out as Nicky Smith right then and there.
Why?
Because Vicky would know that Clint hated me. Like, sure, we had made peace, but Vicky would never think in her wildest dreams that Clint would be sexually interested in me.
Wait a minute. I never accused him of being interested in you. Quite the contrary.
Oh. I guess that's all right then, huh? What did he say?
He said he felt that you were just naturally seductive and didn't know how you were coming on.
I guess I don't.
I don't buy that for a minute, my dear. You use your sexuality for everything it's worth.
Oh, so now you're accusing me
No,
again.
no, I'm not. I'm quite willing to admit that you didn't do anything on purpose. The thing is, this is stupid. I don't want us to fight. We need each other too much.
Well, you certainly need me.
Oh, and as you yourself pointed out, madam, what do you think Clint would do if he found out you'd known all along who I really am? You'd be out of here so fast your head
Not
would
quite
spin.
as fast as he put Nicky Smith back in the sanitarium.
Oh, this is silly, especially when we've been getting along so well recently.
I agree. I hate when we argue, and, yes, I will help you go pick up the children.
Good, good. We've got about 45 minutes yet, though.
I'll go get my purse. What are you going to do?
Oh, I have to work on my speech. I don't really have a lot of time.
Your speech. What, for New York? You're still going to go there?
Yeah. Well, I promised Clint I would. Listen, I told you I didn't have an option.
Oh, now, wait just a minute here. Now we really are going to argue, and this is not about anything silly. I thought at least when you had time to think, you'd just forget about this whole stupid idea.
When I had time to think, I realized I could use it to my advantage.
To what advantage? If you don't go, at least we can use that towards a divorce, which I thought was still our main objective.
Tina, my dear, I don't care how angry Clint gets or what he says when he is angry. I do not believe that he would ever divorce Vicky over not giving a speech.
Of course he wouldn't, but it's one wedge, right? And the wedges are going to pile up, and he's going to want out.
Well, I'm not going to make not going an issue, okay? So please support me in this.
How can I when everything inside me is screaming that you're going to make a fatal mistake here, that you're going to get found out as Nikki Smith? And not just in front of Clint. No, on television. Nikki, have you ever given a speech on television, huh? Do you know what terror that can bring into you? And you're already going to be nervous trying to be Vicky and then to put in the fear of all those
That's not
cameras.
exactly my idea of support.
No, I am trying to talk you out of this, and believe me, that is support and loyalty and love.
Tina, I am going to New York. I'm accepting the award. I am giving the speech.
You know, this is amazing. You're getting so good at being Vicky that you are just as cold as she is. You know, there's a few things missing here. One thing, you don't have her experience, and you certainly don't have her intelligence.
But I am certainly in control of the situation, whether you believe it or not.
You are being deliberately evasive about how you have all this under control. So what's up, huh? What is it you're going to do in New York? And if I know about it, am I going to want to stop you, huh?
Maybe. Don't really know. Anyway, I just decided it's time I trusted my own instincts.
Oh, what, you're insinuating that mine are bad, huh? Or that I am trying to manipulate you?
No, neither. I just feel it's important for me as a person to exert some control over my life. Look, the objectives are the same. I'm just taking another road to get to it, and I think my plan is going to work.
Great. So why don't you tell me what that is? What have you got to lose?
I just think it might be better if I kept my little secret to myself.
Oh, so you don't trust me? I mean, how else am I supposed to take that?
That's not true.
But we are sisters. I put my whole life on hold for you, and now you're talking like...
Exactly why I don't want to tell you anything. I wouldn't want you to have the burden of carrying this secret around with you. I mean, you might be tempted to tell Clint, or you might worry too much. You might try and stop me.
Yeah, now I am really worried.
Look, Tina, we could go around about this for hours. Let's drop the subject, okay? I'm not going to change my mind.
Well, I suppose you might be interested in finding out where I went after I left here on your behalf.
Oh, I would, very.
I did a little research on the divorce laws in Pennsylvania. And I found out that you have absolutely no grounds with which to divorce Clint unless he abuses you or if you try a 3-year separation.
3 years?
Yep. So whatever moves there has to be towards a divorce have to come from Clint. So what does that do to your little secret plan, or does it at least make you a little more willing to refuse to go to New York?
Well, right now, I just would be too worried that he would drag me back to Dr. Polk if I kept changing my mind again. No, I think I'm going to stick with my decision.
Oh, I see. I see. You know, this all starts to make sense as to why you're accusing me of coming on to Clint. It's because you're jealous. It's because you've fallen for Vicky's husband.
Interesting. First you accuse me of not trusting you, and now you turn around and think I'm lying to you.
Oh, I never said you were lying. In fact, maybe you're not even aware of it yet. Look, but you were acting like a jealous woman, like you really care for Clint.
Well, I don't hate the man anymore. Don't even especially dislike him. I kind of like him. What's not to like? He's a very nice man. He can be very charming sometimes. And he's a victim. He's my victim, and he's your victim. He's a man who's been kept in the dark about his marriage and his wife.
Yeah, for your sake.
Well, that's fine, but it doesn't mean I can't feel guilty, does it? Tina, I was a very nice person before all this blew up here. I'm still a very nice person. The only difference is that I'm fighting for my life.
So you feel sorry for him?
Who wouldn't? The guy is going to be broken-hearted about Vicky.
Look, he wouldn't be so broken-hearted if you just keep him angry. Then he'd just want to get the whole thing over with.
You know, it's occurred to me, too, that in a lot of ways, he's a lot like Harry O'Neill. He's a real straight arrow. He's honest, reliable, dependable. It's not easy to hurt a guy like that.
Okay, if your emotions get in the way here, you have to try to remember what the consequences would be.
Oh, Tina, come on. Don't threaten me with the sanitarium again.
Look, I'm not the one who would put you there. It's this guy who you're all of a sudden thinking is so wonderful who would. Feeling sorry for him is just clouding the issue here. It's clouding about the way you think.
If you try and talk me out of going to New York again, don't, because I'll scream.
Okay, fine. Fine. You got it, all right? But how are you going to get out of sleeping with him once you get to New York, huh? Or is that part of your secret plan?
Tina, I do need your help in this. But only in one area. So please, would you just do as I ask, huh?
That depends. What is it?
Yes, Ellen. Oh, yeah, I guess so. Send them in.
Clint, how are you?
Pete, how's the broken arm?
Oh, it's mending slowly.
Good.
I'm just grateful that's all that's happened.
Mm-hmm. And Dee Dee?
Well, I think she's into acceptance. She's adjusting. I think in spite of everything else, she's grateful, too.
I can imagine.
Yep. Which is, that's why I'm here, Clint. The police haven't been able to identify the man who electrocuted himself in the kitchen.
Yeah, so I hear.
So I was kind of hoping that you could run this picture of him in the paper. So maybe somebody will know him and they'll come forward and we can identify the guy and then find out who was behind all of this, who really wants Dee Dee to be killed.
Mm-hmm. Any ideas?
Off the record?
Uh-huh.
Jack Simmons. But I think Clay Monroe's the one that's pulling the strings.
No, Pete, I talked to Bo briefly about this, and he mentioned his suspicions of Monroe, and I met the fellow a couple times. He seemed a little flaky to me to be the mastermind of anything.
I think that flakiness is all an act. I really do. But Bo is working hard. He's going to get to the bottom of it. He really loves Dee Dee a lot.
What do you think the chances are of her changing her mind and agreeing to marry him?
Well, I'm hoping. But see, the problem is, Dee Dee is so afraid of becoming a burden that she can't think of anything else.
What's the chances of her regaining her eyesight?
Well, there's a chance. Surgeons are waiting. They're hoping the corneas will heal themselves. But I gotta tell you something, Clint. Dee Dee's not even thinking about her sight again. I think she's afraid to even hope.
That's a damn shame. But if running this picture will help find the fellow who tried to kill her, I'll run it.
Well, thanks, Clint. Something I've been meaning to ask you. How's Vicky doing?
Oh, better all the time. Things are really looking up.
That's terrific. I'm glad to hear that.
Well, look, I'm going to check with the city editor, see if we can arrange to run this on the front page of tomorrow's edition. Sit tight a few minutes. I'll try and have an answer for you.
Thanks.
Clint's out drinking all the time. I mean, sometimes he just hangs out. He doesn't even come home.
Wait a minute. That doesn't sound like Clint.
But she won't sleep with him. The poor man's frustrated.
Whoa, why? I don't need to or want to know their intimate details.
Look, I'm just telling you that because I want to know if she can use that as grounds for a quick divorce.
No, and she shouldn't either. Now, look, she should be taking her time. I mean, I agree with Clint. I think it is a phase that she's going through. It's going to take time for her to get back into her old way of life, and as for the other stuff, Clint's going to have to be patient.
No, what Vicky needs is a divorce, and that's what Clint needs, too. I mean, you have never seen two people so miserable.
Pete, we can fit the photo on the front page of tomorrow's edition.
Oh, that's terrific, Clint. Thanks a lot. I was hoping our differences wouldn't get in the way of this.
Well, I think our differences are fading pretty fast. Of course, I still haven't forgotten the way you treated Vicky on the witness stand.
Clint, I don't expect you to ever forget that. But I'm glad you understand now. I only did what I had to do to save my client. I didn't mean to ruin your life or Vicky's.
Well, you know, when she was back to being Nikki Smith, I couldn't really see beyond that. But now that she's my wife again and things are returning to normal...
Must have been really tough, huh?
That was an understatement. But we've turned a corner now. Things are on the mend, and everything's going to be okay. In fact, we're leaving tomorrow for New York for an awards presentation and a little second honeymoon.
Yeah, that's trippy. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad your marriage survived all these difficulties.
Well, you know, Pete, when there's as much love between two people as there is between Vicki and me, nothing's going to ruin a marriage like that.
Clint?
Tina, what's wrong?
Nothing.
Oh, you scared me for a second. I thought maybe you were here because,
Are you all right?
Well, yeah, a little gun-shy, I guess. Nervous that Vicki might change her mind about going to New York with me.
Oh, no, she's definitely going. In fact, that's why I'm here. You know, she's a little worried about all the people she's going to be seeing.
Well, she'll get over that.
Well, she's afraid she won't remember everybody's names and that, you know, everybody will be staring at her because of her illness. Clint, is there some kind of list, you know, that says who all the dignitaries are that are going to be attending?
Yes, I believe there is. Ellen can give it to you. Matter of fact, if you'd have called, I could have brought it home this evening.
Oh, that's right. I wanted to come by and talk to you in person. You know, about that argument that Vicki and I had earlier.
I assumed that you had straightened that out.
Yeah, we had, and I wanted to thank you for, you know, defending me. I can't imagine why Vicki would think that I was, you know, trying to seduce you or something.
I didn't mind that at all. Made me realize that Vicki was feeling jealous. And to me, that felt pretty good.
Well, you don't ever feel that way, do you? That I'm, you know, being seductive towards you?
Tina, I think you're being seductive most of the time. But to you, being seductive is just kind of like breathing.
Oh, so you think I'm like that with everybody, huh? I don't know if I like that.
Well, excuse me. Yeah.
Because I can't imagine being married to you and not thinking that I was the luckiest girl in the world.
Well, I have to admit it is nice being appreciated. Thank you.
You know, I think I've changed a lot since I've come back here. Don't you?
Now that you mention it, yes, I know.
I think I owe a lot of that to Vicki, but I owe a lot of that to you. The way you think, the way you take care of the boys, and the way you take control. Listen, do you think I could have a sip of that drink before I go up to bed?
Sure.
Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to concentrate on a book tonight anyways. I'm going to say goodnight.
Okay, Briggs, fine. Fine.
Well, I'll get out of your way here. I know you must be busy. After all, you have to do everything these days. Listen, I'll get the list from Ellen. Clint. Bye, Alma. I'll see you later. Look familiar?
Never saw him before in my life.
That's funny, since William Poole went to journalism school with Vicki Buchanan.
Oh, no!
All right, so did this one. Come on.
Oh, don't tell me I know that. That's, Eddie Collins.
Colin Edwards, publisher of the Boston Beacon.
Great. I'm batting 0.
Yeah, well, we're just going to have to keep plugging away.
What's the point?
What, you said you wanted to go to this award presentation.
I have to go.
So you're going to have to bone up on all the faces and the names of the people that are going to be there.
I can't keep them straight. Tina, you're right. I I should have canceled this whole trip.
Well, I changed my mind. I think you'll do just fine.
Clint is bound to get wise to me.
No, because I am going to be with you every step of the way.
Who invited you?
Well, you just said yourself that you couldn't pull it off by yourself.
Oh, wait a minute. I don't need you standing next to me whispering names in my ear. But, of course, that's not the reason you're going, is it? Sister, dear, you have a much more personal reason for going, don't you? Planning a trip to New York just to be near Clint. You can go and unpack.
I want to be near you, to help you.
To help yourself to my husband, you mean?
Vicky's husband, not yours.
That's absolutely right, and that's the way I want it.
Good, then you can stop accusing me of trying to steal him. In fact, I think the one Clint ought to be concerned about is you.
I told you, I feel sorry for the guy. What is that, a crime?
No, that's all there is to it. But I think there's more going on here. For one thing, you keep talking about how you've got these plans for a divorce, but you won't tell me what these plans are.
Tina, I sincerely appreciate all the help you've been trying to give me. But believe me, I'm ready to stand on my own.
Great, what about when you fall apart?
That's not going to happen. I realize the award ceremony is going to be difficult, but I can manage it.
I wish you would stop thinking about this as just an awards ceremony. This is a minefield. Look, one mistake. You put the wrong name with the wrong face, and Clint is going to be on you like that.
I'm aware of the risk.
I don't think you are. I think you still think that Clint is going to be so grateful to have little wifey back that he's going to forgive everything. That's not the case. He could still send you to the sanitarium he wants. Vicky, not you.
He's not sending me anywhere because I'm not going to fail, and neither is my plan.
Oh, that's right. The secret plan with the big secret speech with the big surprise ending, right? You know, your only desire, as far as I can see, is to stay Mrs. Clint Buchanan.
Will you knock it off?
No, and that's not going to work either, Nikki. You know, you may be able to pull it off during the show, but sooner or later he's going to find out. And then where are you going to be, huh? Right back to the place with the windows, with the bars on them, and the men in the funny little white...
That's not going to happen.
You're not going to be able to prevent it without me. You need me now more than ever. Without me, you would have been institutionalized weeks ago. And it could still happen.
Is that a threat?
Would I threaten my own dear sister? Obviously, you still don't understand me.
Sure I do, sweetheart. You're coming in loud and clear.
And pretending to be Vicky all this time has made you edgy and suspicious. You obviously don't know who to turn to or to trust or what to do.
And you know what's best for me.
Yes. Your freedom. Isn't that what you want? Your freedom to live your life the way you want to live it?
Yes, of course.
Well, you can still have that if you take my advice.
I will not take my freedom at Clint's expense. I told you that. I don't like jabbing at him and punishing him in 1,000 little ways. It's mean and it's small, and I won't do it anymore.
Well, this plan, it's not going to hurt him?
Yes, it is. A little. But it's going to be quick and final. What happens in New York is going to be a turning point for all of us.
Well, all the more reason that you should have me there. Vicky, if you can't share something like this with your sister, who can you share it with?
Vicky, I hope I'm not intruding, but I took the liberty of overruling your maid and coming straight up. I did not, however, know that you had company, or I would have brought my can of mace.
Save it for New York, Dorian.
I won't need it. You'll be here.
I will not be here, will I, Vicky?
No, I'm happy to say that my sister will be beside me for the big event.
What? Isn't that wonderful? You know, I am so looking forward to it, aren't you? Vicky, thank you for your invitation.
Oh.
You have no idea how much this means to me.
That is nothing, dear. Absolutely nothing.
Dorian, I'll see you in the Big Apple.
I can't wait.
Well, now, Dorian, what can I do for you?
No. I see more to the point. What can you do for yourself?
Oh, now, come on. If you're going to start in about Tina, don't, all right? You called. You said you had something very important to discuss.
Yes. Before Asa went to Houston, he put his chauffeur and limousine at my disposal.
Oh, how nice for you.
Yes. It was nice for both of us, though. I was going to suggest that instead of you and Clint flying to New York, that you ride along with me in the car. But now, I think I have a more important mission here.
Look, if this is about Tina again, please, just drop it.
It is about Tina. It most certainly is about... How? Why? Are you going to take that viper along with you to New York?
She's not a viper. She's my sister. She's my family.
Vicky, the Borgias were a family, too. Seriously, that girl is poison. You used to know that. I think it's time that somebody reminded you how really dangerous she is.
Lori, and I think I know Tina just as well as anyone.
You used to. Maybe you've gotten too close to her, or she's gotten too close to you.
She is my friend.
Oh, she's become more than your friend. Apparently, she's now your most trusted advisor.
Well, I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, if you can't trust your sister, who can you trust?
Do I need to remind you that just a few months ago, your trusted sister and her sleazy boyfriend were trying to drive you off the deep end? And they nearly managed it, didn't they?
That had nothing to do with Tina. Mitch Lawrence put her up to that. It was all his doing. She was as much a victim as anyone.
You cannot really believe that.
Yes, I do believe that. And I'll tell you something else that I believe. That as horrible as that whole experience was, something very, very good came out of it. I found my sister.
And she found respectability. Because Tina thinks that by being the recognized sister of somebody with a fine, respected position in this community, that's going to rub off on her.
Well, thank you for the compliment. But I'm still going to give Tina the benefit of the doubt.
After everything that she has done to you? After everything that she's done to me? I risked my life to help her get off of that murder rap, and what was my thanks? I let my guard down for 5 seconds, and she went for my throat. Sister or no sister, she's going to do the same thing to you.
Dorian, I'm sorry. I really do believe in giving everyone a second chance. And given how kind and generous her support of me has been, I really feel she deserves no less.
If Tina got what she deserved, she would be the one scrounging around for a job. She would be the one hawking her jewels so she could pay her expenses.
That's the matter between you and Tina. I really don't care to be drawn into your petty financial problems.
So they're petty. Well, I certainly won't bother you with them then. Or with my petty limousine. You certainly don't want to ride all the way to New York with a petty person with petty problems, do you?
Come on, Dorian. I only meant
and
that
you don't need friends either. No, you have your family. You have your sister. Since she's such a Snow White, of course I needn't mention the secret that she's trying so hard to cover up.
Yes, I remember now. Pete O'Neill mentioned to Tina that you were digging in her past.
Oh, that did manage to capture your interest. I thought maybe you had lost your sense of curiosity along with your common sense.
Tina denies that there's any deep, dark secret.
Of course she does. But I've got the best detective in the state working on it.
Well, what's he looking for?
Something so scandalous, so horrible, that when the truth comes out, Tina is going to find that this house of cards that she's built for herself out of lies is going to come crashing down around her. But you don't need a private detective, do you? All you have to do is ask her. Your dear, devoted sister wouldn't keep a secret from you, would she?
We have respect for each other.
Respect? The word isn't even in Tina's vocabulary.
Dorian, we respect each other's privacy, and I think if there was something that Tina felt I ought to know, she would tell me.
She's really got you snowed, hasn't she? All right. Maybe she can lead you blissfully off to the slaughter, but she's going to have to take me kicking and screaming.
Well, that's such a pity. I was so hoping we could all be friends again.
Tina doesn't have any friends, dear. There are just two kinds of people in the world to her. People she has used and people she hasn't. Yet. But I guess you're just going to have to learn your lesson the hard way.
I doubt it, Dorian.
Yes? Well, don't say I didn't warn you, Vicky. Oh, I don't suppose I should leave without congratulating you on your award.
Oh, thank you. Congratulations to you, too.
Though I am surprised, really, that you would put yourself through that, stand up in front of those cameras after everything that's happened to you.
Oh, I think you're the one to be congratulated for being so courageous. I mean, you're going to get up and make a speech and accept an award from your peers after you were fired.
I'll manage to hold my head up.
So will I.
Well, then we can't miss each other, can we? Oh, my speech is going to be just before yours, so better make sure your speech is terribly good. I intend to be a very rough act to follow. Goodbye.
Bye, Dorian.
Gotta get cracking on this, kid. Knowing that secret could be just as important to you as it is to Dorian. Insurance checks. Oh, interior designers. Investigators, private. Dorian said she got the best in the business. Knowing Tina, he'd better be good to uncover her secret. Oh, there's so many. How am I ever going to find the right one? Good old Dorian ain't going to tell me. I've got to figure out who she's got on this case.
Facing the park. One-bedroom suite with a king-size bed. Yeah. We're both looking forward to coming to New York. Yes, thank you. Tina, couldn't you cough or something? Every time I turn around, there you are.
Well, does Vicky know about that you're going to share a suite in New York?
Of course she does.
Well, I just don't want to have to pull any surprises on her. I mean, you know how easy it is to get her disturbed these days.
Tina, I think we're way past all that. In fact, Vicky's very happy about us going to New York.
Good. Because I'm going too. Going to New York?
No, she didn't. Not a word.
Oh. Must have slipped her mind.
You know, Tina, maybe I'm a little thick between the ears here, but why would Vicky want you to go to New York with us?
Come on, Clint, we've gone over this 1,000,000 times. She wants my help. She's very nervous about the whole thing.
Nervous about going to New York with her husband?
You know what I mean.
No, I don't know what you mean. Spell it out for me, will you?
Clint, we really have been over this a lot. You know, I mean, she wants my help with meeting all these media society people. I mean, she's really worried that she's going to do or say the wrong thing.
It's a studio television show. They're going to present her with an award. She's going to make a speech. And I'm going to be there to shield her and give her all the help she's going to need.
Oh, fine. Don't you think I'd want to be there to see my sister get that award?
You can watch television.
Oh, great. Thanks, Clint. You know, it's not exactly the same thing. This may be one of the biggest days in my sister's life. I have an obligation to help her and to shield her.
Shield her from what? Her husband?
Are you saying I'm not welcome?
No, of course not. I mean, if she asked you, fine.
Fine, that's great, okay? You know, that's great. I am glad the whole thing is settled here. Believe me. I wouldn't want to impose on you or to get in the way of your privacy. No, I know when I am not wanted here. You know, in fact, I think I'm just going to go make reservations and stay at a whole different hotel.
Tina, wait a minute. Don't get your dander up. Doggone it, it's just because I was looking forward to this trip for a chance for Vicky and me to begin fresh, to try and get our relationship back to where it was, that's all.
Fine, and I would not dream in standing in the way. No, I wouldn't even think of it. Believe me, in fact, I'm going to go up there and change my reservations.
Schedule a double production meeting. I'm going to be in New York tomorrow, and I want to be able to okay whatever is going on. Yes, okay, thanks, Briggs. Yeah?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
What is it now?
You don't have to yell at me. I came here to apologize.
Forget it.
No, you were right with what you said. I mean, I shouldn't have just run out of here like I did.
I think so, too.
You're not making this very easy on me.
What else is there to say, Tina?
How about you accept my apology?
Fine, apology accepted.
Thank you. Yeah, if you don't want me to go to New York, why don't you just say so, okay? I'll find some other excuse to tell Vicky.
You said she was counting on you, right?
Yes, she is, but none of it's going to make you so upset.
I'm not upset.
You could have fooled me.
Look, can we just drop this and let well enough alone?
Fine. Does that mean I can go?
Yes, whatever Vicky wants. And you don't have to change your hotel, okay?
Thank you. And I will stay out of your way as much as possible.
Tina. Wait a minute. Look. I guess I was pretty hard on you. I should have realized that you're only wanting to go because of your desire to help Vicky, all right? So let's just forget today happened and can we start fresh?
I'd like that, too.
Good.
And if there's anything I can do to make your stay there more pleasant, you just let me know, okay?
Fine. Matter of fact, I'd like your opinion on something. Here. Read that and tell me what you think, will you?
An acceptance speech?
Yes, for the award from the American Media Society.
McClint, isn't Vicky writing her own speech?
Oh, is she? That's terrific. That's great.
Then you don't mind?
Mind? Why should I mind? It's her award. And she is the publisher of the banner. And I think it's great that she's willing to tackle something like that.
Yeah, I think it's a very good sign, too. I do. It's just that... Well, since she's just made some fragmentary notes... Yeah, this is really good. Why don't you have her read this?
Instead of hers? No.
Well, but she just has a few notes, that's all.
Well, did you get to see them? What'd they say?
No, she wouldn't let me.
You sound like you're kind of afraid of what she's going to say.
Yeah. Yeah, frankly, I am.
Any particular reason?
Okay, maybe I shouldn't even say this, all right? Maybe she just said this off the top of her head. Maybe she was even just kidding.
What'd she say?
But I really hate being a tattletale. I really do. It's just that she said at the end of her speech there's going to be a big surprise.
A national media society on national television.
I see why you're going through all of this.
Why? Why, my daughter,
Because
am I
it's
going
not
through all of
every
this?
evening that Vicki Buchanan also wins an award.
Okay. Can't you understand why I want to be at my best? I don't want to share the limelight with Vicki.
Well, why do you have to be so competitive? Why can't you just have some fun?
Sweetheart, you know me. Competition is my idea of fun.
Sure you had enough lunch, Jeb? I've got some tea biscuits and some delicious guava jam.
No, honey, I've had plenty. I think you've already put 3 or 4 pounds on.
Well, you always lose it when you go to sea.
I gotta tell you, Pam, I just feel like a new man when I come here. Like the weight of the world is just lifted off my shoulders.
That's what makes us so special. You know, I don't think there's another couple like us in this whole world. I love the scent of you. I love the way you feel. I love the way you roughhouse with the kids. The way we walk the beaches. The way we swim in the lagoon.
And the way we lie in bed.
And the way you hold me.
Oh, I just wish I could stay here forever.
So do I. But I have a feeling you'll be raring to go soon. And sometimes, you know, I wonder if it'd be as good any other way.
You are something, lady, you know that? You're so secure. You're filled with your work and your talent. You don't need, like some woman, to cling like a barnacle.
I think if either one of us did that, we might end up with nothing. I couldn't live without you, Chip.
Oh, Pam. I am just the luckiest guy in this whole damn world.
You remember this room, darling?
Well, of course. How could I forget it?
I had the manager reserve it as a surprise.
Well, it's a wonderful surprise. It really is. So many memories.
Yeah, it's like standing over here by the window and watching the sunset fall over the sea. And then...
Really is very romantic, isn't it? My goodness, I'd forgotten what a spectacular view you have from up here. Why, you can see practically everything.
Mm-hmm. You notice anything inside the room?
Oh, roses. Champagne roses. How beautiful.
Well, I know how much you love them, and I wanted everything to be perfect.
Oh, it is. It really is. It was very thoughtful of you. I have a great idea. It's a warm November day. Why don't we leave the unpacking till later and go out and walk around in the city?
Well, honey, wouldn't you like to unwind first?
No, we have so little time here, and it's been a long time since we walked the streets of New York together.
We can do that later.
Well, I'm anxious to see all the sights again, aren't you? And, you know, Tina's probably checked in by now, and I bet she's lonely. Why don't I call her and ask her to join us?
Can't we even take a walk together as husband and wife without you dragging along your precious sister?
Well, I just thought...
I don't care how lonely she is. This trip was supposed to be for you and me. Now, it's bad enough she muscled in on it, but I'll be damned if she's going to be included in everything we do, honey.
I'm sorry. You're right, of course. Maybe I've just gotten too used to relying on her.
Maybe it's practically a knee-jerk reaction.
I'm sorry. I'm trying, okay? You're right. We're just going to go and see the city together. It'll be a lot of fun, just the two of us.
Yes, it will. You know it will.
Let me just go and hang up my dress, okay? I don't want it to be wrinkled. But tonight, I hope you like me in this. I can't really remember if you do or not.
Wait a minute, honey.
What?
Well, isn't that the dress you wore at the Banner Awards banquet?
Yes. But, I mean, I haven't worn it in a long time. It's very pretty.
Yeah, but some of the same people that were at the banquet are going to be at the awards presentation.
Yes?
Yes, well, doesn't it bother you that you're going to be seen in the same dress twice?
No. It doesn't bother me as much as it used to. No.
Fine. Makes sense to me. I never could understand why women were making such a big fuss over something like that.
Besides, it was so long ago, I don't think anybody will even remember it. Oh, no.
What's wrong?
The hem is torn.
Oh, that
I should have looked more carefully.
Probably
when
came from
cut.
Tina.
From Tina? How?
Well, she wore it at Jenny's wedding.
Why would she wear my dress?
Well, honey, she was very much into wanting to be the perfect hostess, and I suppose she probably thought that was more appropriate than one of hers.
I don't really understand that.
Don't ask me. She's your sister.
Well, the least she could have done was to have it mended.
Well, honey, the hotel can take care of that. In fact, I got a better idea.
What?
I'll just buy you a new one.
Oh, Clint. I mean, you don't want to spend the afternoon in a dress shop. This was supposed to be a fun time for us.
We'll just go to your favorite New York boutique.
Oh, why didn't I think of that? You sure you don't mind going there?
Carolyn's is one place I've never minded going to, honey. It seems like she's always got exactly what you're looking for.
Okay, then. We'll pop into Carolyn's, and I promise you I'll make a decision very, very quickly, and then we'll have the rest of the afternoon just for ourselves.
Anything your little old heart desires. What is it?
Nothing. You really are the most patient, gentle man. Husband any woman was ever fortunate enough to have.
Salad's nice, isn't it? I can't wait to try the Primavera.
I think we will have to go shopping to burn that off.
True. Well, now wait. I've decided that you're right. We have done enough shopping for one trip. And besides, you've helped me make up my mind about the dress, and our choice is right. It's going to knock Vicky's socks off.
Mom, come on.
All right, I'll drop the subject. What would you like to do next? Shall we prowl around some more art galleries?
Maybe we'll find a portrait of Beau Buchanan this time.
Oh, I can't wait to see Ace's expression when I show him that portrait.
Are you sure it's just the portrait you're fascinated in?
Cassie, really?
Well, it just seems that the conversation keeps finding its way back to Asa.
Well, it's only because of discovering that portrait. I mean, it is amazing, isn't it?
You've had this glow ever since you started working for him, I swear.
I've had a glow. I don't know about that. I'll confess to a sense of exhilaration. Working for Asa is exhilarating.
That's it.
That's
You
it.
sure?
I'm positive, darling. I mean, he's a fascinating man. He's one of the richest men in the world. A prime mover and shaker.
What about when you told me you thought he was falling for you?
That was just an expression.
So then maybe you're falling for him.
Oh, Cassie, really? What? Am I on a witness stand, or are we in a restaurant?
No, I just hope it's not true. That's all.
Why do you hope it's not true?
Remember, Mom, I told you I don't think you're his type.
Oh, Cassie, I've yet to meet a man yet whose type I wasn't.
What have you got there?
Oh, coconut husks. The school children, they carve and make faces out of them. Like this, look. Wild, huh? And then, you know what we do? We sell them to the tourists who come off the steamers.
My Lord, you do anything to cover that school budget, wouldn't you?
Oh, every little bit helps. Hey, coming on that toy chest.
You're going to be surprised. Look.
Hey, wonderful. Do you remember when you made that?
I sure do. Little Marcel. At least he was little then.
Now it's passed down to the littlest one of them. Can't believe it, Jeff. 10 years. And it's been worth every minute of it. So, now what's next on your list?
Well, let's see. I straightened out the floorboard and I fixed the chest. Oh, yeah, I got a patch in the roof and I'm going to reset that window over there.
Think you'll finish everything before it's time for you to leave?
Honey, I'm going to make time because there's nothing I like better than fixing things up around here.
Oh. Nothing?
Don't you tempt me. I'll tell you. I'll tell you why. Because nothing will fix you, period. I mean that.
I love you. I love you, Jeb.
I love you. I'll tell you, I keep thinking about you every minute I'm away from here.
Really?
What, you don't think about me?
Nope. I mean, not every minute. Maybe every other minute. When I'm not busy thinking about the children or running the school or my painting. You know, I have a very full life, and I don't want you to start worrying about me.
Well, I can't help it, Pam. I'm just away so much.
Oh, I know that you love me, Jeb, wherever you are. And I love getting your gifts and your letters and all the wonderful surprises you send the children from all around the world. That says an awful lot. We don't have to smother each other every second.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what I'm worried about, honey. I'm worried about some handsome hulk of a sailor dropping his anchor in the lagoon.
You know, I'm not a helpless maiden waiting for a prince. I'm an intelligent, fulfilled woman who has found her prince.
Yes, but fulfilled women can get lonely, too.
Now, do I ever ask you about other women?
No.
I don't intend to either. I know that you love me. I know that you love me, and I'm not jealous because I know you'll always come back to me. Now, the last thing I think about is other men. And the children are more company than I need sometimes. And if I'm really having a yen for adult conversation, then I can always talk to my father.
Now, that is the brightest man I think I've ever met.
Oh, you know, sometimes we sit on that veranda for hours, you know, and just listen to the tree frogs and look up and watch the stars. And then there are always my island friends and the people over at the mission. And as I told you before, I already have my prince for at least one weekend a month. So I haven't got a thing to complain about. I am a very happy woman, darling.
Well, it's going to be more than one weekend a month in the future, Pam.
That would make me even happier. But I'm not going to moan about what we don't have. All right, I just want to think about what we've got and be glad.
I am glad, and I'm going to be glad when I polish off all this work.
Oh, good. Oh, don't forget about the shortwave radio. It hasn't worked for weeks.
Love and happiness just went away that quick.
Not so fast. Love and happiness do not come easily, Jeff. And you've given me both of those things, and I want to make sure that you have them, too.
Oh, I do. Whenever I'm here with you, I do.
You know what?
What?
I love walking through the park with you on my arm.
Me too. I'm enjoying this so much. Much more than I ever thought I would.
Pete O'Neill. Hey, it's been a while. How you doing?
Well, I can't complain.
You look a little banged up.
Oh, just broken arm, no big deal.
Yeah, I heard you're in the hospital. I'm sorry. I was going to go by and see you.
Yeah, well, I wasn't there long. It's all right.
To tell you the truth, I was a little scared to see you. Last time I saw you, you darn near read me the riot act.
Come on now, wasn't that rough? Besides, I see it hasn't sunk in.
Oh, the jewels. Well, yeah, I am kind of still wearing them. Just a little bit bullheaded, I guess. Did you want a table?
No, they don't have a sandwich at the bar.
Sure thing.
I gotta tell you, though, I really wish you would turn those jewels over to the police.
Pete, I told you why I'm doing this. If I wear them, the guy can recognize them, and then I can give them back to him.
Mm-hmm. And if he doesn't show up, then it's just finders keepers, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I still think you're making a big mistake. You really should get on the horn and call it off.
You know, Pete, I kind of like doing it my way.
You really like getting into trouble, don't you?
I've had my share of it, but I always wind up on my feet.
Let me ask you something. It ever dawn on you that the guy who left the jewelry here, maybe he left it here for a purpose and he's coming back for it later?
Why would he do that?
Because maybe the police were on to it?
Pete, that sounds a little far-fetched, don't you think?
Oh, about as far-fetched as you're walking around with those jewels on you.
Hey, I explained to you 100 times. Look, I'm just being in the open about this, okay? I'm showing the whole world that I have absolutely nothing to hide. And if the owner walks in, he can come over and he can give me some proof that this is his, and I'll give it to him. I swear I will.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's just junk anyway, probably.
You mean you still haven't had it appraised?
Well, heck no. I work here morning, noon, and night.
Mm-hmm. Well, I must say you're about the only proprietor or proprietress that walks around wearing a white apron and emeralds.
There's no end to your surprises, you know?
Why?
Well, first of all, you pick out a dress in about 2 seconds flat.
Well, I told you I'd make a fast decision. I just hope you like it.
That's the most beautiful thing I ever saw.
Do you think they'll send it to the hotel in time?
No problem.
Well, why else am I full of surprises?
Well, for the past few months, all you talked about on this trip to New York was seeing the new wing at the Museum of Modern Art, right?
I love modern art.
Fine. Where do we end up? The Empire State Building?
Oh, wasn't it fun? Wasn't it? They really do look like ants, you know.
Who looks like that?
The people down at the bottom.
I don't know what it is about New York, but it sure brings out the kid in you.
Well, sure it does. The first time I've ever been to New York in this kind of crisp autumn weather.
I'm so happy we get it.
Me too, Clint. Me too. I wish this day could go on and on and on and on and on and on and on.
Oh, man, I think I overdid it.
Yeah, right.
I gotta keep pushing, though. Want to run that marathon next year.
Great, pal. Lots of luck.
Sit down, Stick.
Huh? Sit down.
How do you know my name?
But you'd be cool before they catch on. Hey, great day for jogging, huh? Crisp and clear. Not too many fumes. You jog?
Yeah, a little. But I've been away for a while, you know.
Yeah, right. Statesville.
Who are you, buddy?
I was sent here to help with this Vicky Buchanan business.
Who sent you?
Mitch Lawrence.
Honey, you don't really want an ice cream cone, do you?
Sure, chocolate with sprinkles.
I don't think we even sell ice cream in the park this time of the year.
Oh,
I know what else you'd like, though.
well,
Roasted chestnuts.
chestnuts?
Yes, you're always asking about them when we come to the city. I never have figured out what you saw in them, though.
Oh, it's easy. They're delicious.
I'll get you some.
Oh, no, that's all right.
I told you anything your little heart desires, and I meant it.
Well, Clint,
You stay right here, honey. There's got to be a vendor around here someplace.
How lucky Vicky was. That guy is terrific.
She's alone.
Star Wars weapons and why they've driven the Soviets to Geneva on ABC's World News Tonight.
We can't pull anything now, man. The cops all over the place here.
Well, we better try something pretty fast.
I'm waiting for the right opportunity. Just hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, Mitch doesn't see it that way. He's freaked out so much time's passed, the lady's still running around loose.
She's looking over here.
Yeah, the only real problem, I guess, with these shin splints. Yeah, right about here. Man, they hurt.
What are you doing here?
I came here with a blueprint to show you how to pull off a kidnapping.
Yeah? Well, you can just shove off, man, and tell Mitch the same thing.
Hey, loosen up.
What, you think it's easy getting near that lady? She don't hardly ever leave her house.
Get a lay in her habits.
How? The house is set back in its big estate. The place is crawling with butlers and maids. I was lucky I found out she was coming to New York.
Yeah, you haven't done much about it since she's been here.
What am I supposed to do? Knock her over the head and drag her out of the park?
I'll tell you what you're supposed to do. Go over to the TV studio where the award ceremony's being broadcast. Bring a tuxedo.
Right. I'll pretend I'm the MC.
Just get your butt over there. I'll tell you the arrangements. And those are Mitch's instructions, period. One great thing about jogging, though. You can go home, pile in as many carbos as you want. Good talking to you.
Yeah. Swell.
Maybe I should change that secret plan of mine for the ceremony tonight. If I go through with it, I'm only going to hurt and embarrass the nicest guy I've ever known.
You think they care? Nobody cares. Do you care?
dear, would you mind if I sit here?
Do you care?
Don't answer him.
You know what they do for people who care? They wrap them up and throw them down the cellar stairs.
It's going to hurt us. No. They should lock up people like that.
No. I mean, he's sad and it's terrible, but he's harmless.
Makes no difference. They should lock him up.
That fellow bother you? Are you all right?
Yeah. It's just a poor old soul. It's just so awful to watch that.
Come on, we'll take a walk. I got you your chestnuts.
Thank you.
Mom, are you sure we should do this? Well, sweetheart, I know my way around a television studio. Well, the one in Landview is a lot smaller.
The big difference is in Landview, I was seen by tens of thousands of people, and in this one, I'm going to be seen by millions.
Why do you want to make a fashionably late entrance, Mom?
Darling, normally I would love to. However, I have some things I want to take care of. Well, Vicky's
sitting here. I wonder where we are.
We're right here, Mom. Here's your
Here?
credit card.
In the second row of tables? That's unthinkable.
You'll still be in front of the camera when you go up to receive your
Honey, we
award.
might as well be seated in the boondocks, for goodness sakes. I mean, Vicky seated right there directly in front of the podium, and us back here the entire evening. The cameramen, because they have such a nice, clean shot of Vicky, will be taking reaction shots of her.
Well, what do you want to do?
Well, I'll see who's seated next. Oh, you're not going to believe this. You read it. I can't even bear to say the name.
Tina Lord?
Yes. The little tramp doesn't even deserve to be here, let alone be seated in a place of honor. Excuse me.
What are you going to do now?
I'm going to put little Tina where little Tina belongs.
Well, you shouldn't mess with the tables, Mom.
Yeah! Oh, back here. Lovely spot for lovely Tina. She's going to be so happy. That's not just the boondocks, my darling. That is the Himalayas. Maybe she'll meet a man who's really her type, like the abominable snowman. Now then, what are we going to do about Vicky and, yes, Clint?
I don't think I want to have anything else to do with this.
Honey, it's really very simple. I'll just take their cards and switch them with our cards.
I'll meet you outside, okay?
Well, all right. I'll be out in just a minute, sweetheart. Clint.
One Life to Live will continue in a moment.
I'm ready.
Honey, you look gorgeous.
You really like me in this?
Oh, yeah. But it's not just the dress. It's a whole picture. Your hair.
You're not just saying that?
If we didn't have to get to that television studio, I would take you right now and... You are the most beautiful woman in the whole wide world.
Well, you look pretty wonderful yourself, Clint.
Yeah? Well, aren't you going to fix my tie? It's part of the ritual.
Oh, of course. Straight.
Feeling better?
I'm a little nervous.
Well, your award speech is all set, isn't it?
I've been over it 100 times in my mind.
Practice it on me. Let's give it a run through.
It's not necessary.
Oh, come on. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment we have been waiting for. The award for Outstanding News Publisher of the Year goes to Victoria Buchanan.
Oh, really, Clint, not now.
Why not?
Well, because I've got a surprise.
Not something like, I want to thank my mother, my father, my cleaning lady, my cab driver, my butcher, but most of all, my incredible husband, Mr. Clint Buchanan, whose integrity, charm, wit, sincerity, brilliance, good looks, and all-around perfection. That you're laughing at, that's not it?
Not exactly.
Well, give me a hint.
Well, I don't want to spoil it.
Well, am I going to like the surprise?
You'll have to wait and see.
No, you've really got me wondering.
How can I do this to him? The guy really is perfect. Shall we go?
Your wrap, madam?
Thank you.
You know what I can't wait for?
What?
When we get back here after the ceremony. I love you so much.
Musical chairs?
Marco!
No, oh, it's a card game. That's right. Excuse me. Get the guests, maybe?
What are you doing in New York?
I'm here shooting a commercial for the Vernon Inn. And I thought since I was in the neighborhood, I'd stop by.
Didn't she? Honey, she'll be here. I just wish you wouldn't worry about it so much. I will give you all the help you need.
Look, Mitch was right. Clint Buchanan will pay mucho dinero to get his wife back.
Who is it?
It's Bo Buchanan with a message for Dee Dee O'Neill.
Oh. Oh.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah. That's the kind of welcome a guy likes to have when he's coming back from a hard day on the airplane.
You almost got killed and you're making jokes.
I didn't almost get killed. I had to come back to see you.
Are you sure you're okay? Do you have any bruises or anything?
No. Are you kidding me? Only thing bruised on me is my ego. Clay parachuted out of the airplane, so we lost him.
You didn't lose Jack Simmons, though. I just heard it on the radio a little while ago.
Yeah, you know what? You were right about that turkey all along. And we did get the computer chips back. Turn them over to the authorities.
Oh, great.
The only thing that we can't put our hands on is our film.
I don't understand.
Clay hid the computer chips in the film canisters. So where's our film? You know, we didn't get a chance to ask him before he bailed out.
Well, maybe they're in his hotel somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you're here and that you're safe. Mimi was over here, and we were, sweating it out, you and Woody together.
You and Mimi becoming friends, right?
Yeah. I like her a lot.
Well, Mimi, she's a terrific lady. Not as terrific as you.
Oh, sneak attack.
Uh-oh. Come on. Why don't you just tell me that you've changed your mind? You're ready to get married.
What's going on here? Captain, these two young ladies thought they'd have a little fun by trying to knock off some jewelry.
I didn't do what she did. Give me a break, Diane. I was getting the car. But the whole thing was your idea. You're lying!
All right, that's enough. What happened, Ray? They were hanging out at the backstreet bar, Captain. Around 7 p.m., Clover Wilde went into the ladies' room, and this one here, Diane Kessler, pulls a knife on her. Takes the necklace that she's wearing, an emerald necklace. Meanwhile, this one, Lisa Barron, she's out pulling the car around in the parking lot. Luckily, Josh Hall and Rob Coronado grabbed them before they had a chance to get away and held them there till we got there.
I thought we were just leaving the place. Yeah, right, Lisa. You just keep telling that story.
All right, Rafe. Take that one outside and book her. Right. This one?
I want to have a little talk with this one for a while.
Why don't you just book me, too, and get it over with,
Ray,
okay?
take her out.
Don't believe her, Captain.
Move! All right, Lisa. Have a seat. I said take a seat. Looks like nothing's changed, huh, Lisa? You're still trying to make your parents proud, hmm?
Obviously, you're still not assured.
I think it's just, nerves in general. After all, it's the first time that I've had to face the public since I recovered, and I still have to try and remember to look at the camera and not look at my notes.
Honey, I think it would help a lot if we went to a rehearsal room and you ran a speech for me a couple times. All right, I know it would eliminate the surprise element, but is that really important?
No, I don't need to run the speech. That's not necessary. What I need is to feel more secure, and I would feel a lot more secure if Tina were here. I'm sorry. I don't mean to hurt you.
Don't worry about that. It's just I don't understand it, sweetheart. I mean, these past few weeks, I've definitely gotten the idea that she is more important to your life than I am.
Well, that's not true.
Well, then why are you such a wreck? Because she isn't here at this particular moment. What could she be doing that I'm not?
It's not a question of doing. To be perfectly honest, I just need all the crutches that I can get with this. I mean, I told you time and again that I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to make this trip, but then because it became such an issue between us, I felt I had to change my mind.
Are you saying now that I'm guilty of forcing you to come to New York?
No, because a part of me really did want to come. But then there's another part of me that's still terrified to face the world, and it's the terrified part of me that wants you on one side and Tina on the other.
All right. Look, why don't I call her hotel? And if she's got any second thoughts about showing up, I will dispel them and convince her that she is needed.
How would you do that, please?
Yeah. No problem.
If there's a more patient, understanding man on earth, I don't know who it is. If only I really loved him.
Hello, Vicky.
Dorian, hello.
How are you?
Fine, thanks. How are you?
Well,
Good.
thank you. I like your dress.
Thank you. Yours is wonderful.
Thank you.
Didn't I see your daughter around here someplace?
Indeed. Somewhere around here she went off with Marco.
Marco? Dane?
What other Marco is there? Yes, he's in town filming a commercial for the Vernon Inn. Tell me, have you got your speech already? Mm-hmm. Good. How would you, excuse me, how would you like to, oh, I don't know, put a little bet, a little wager on whose speech gets the most press coverage?
Are you viewing this as some sort of competitive sport?
No, I just think it might spice up what could be otherwise a rather dull evening, don't you think? No, of course you wouldn't.
Actually, Dorian, you might be right. Sure, that would liven things up a little. What kind of wager did you have in mind?
Oh, my, you seem very confident. What have you got, some surprising revelation you're going to give in the middle of your speech? I thought you were going to give one of your normal speeches, you know, where you thank Victor for the wonderful contribution he made.
Tina.
Oh, wonderful. Tina's here. Now the show can begin.
And a good evening to you, too,
Tina.
Dorian.
So glad you're here. I can't imagine. I kept wondering where you were.
Yes, even though you have no business being here in the first place.
Well, actually, Dorian, I wanted to be here to see your speech. That way, when I get an award for my work at my station, WVLE, I will know how not to act.
Wait, please, both of you, please don't get into it now, please.
Fine with me, fine with me. Where am I sitting?
Well, I have to do something about rearranging the seating, but in the meantime...
In the meantime, dear, your table is up. See? Back there in the corner.
We were doing great, and now you're going to put me on the defensive.
Just think about it, darling. We could have a reunion every day of our life. Just exactly like that one when I come through the door.
To the little woman waiting at home because there's nothing else she can do all day long.
The only reason that you're waiting at home is because you haven't quite learned how to move around outside, but you will.
It's not going to happen overnight, you know. I have every intention of becoming a fully functioning human being to the best of my abilities. But it's going to take a long time.
So do you have to put your emotional life on hold until then?
Until? Who said until?
Until, well, you know what? I wish Harry O'Neill was around here right now. Maybe he could talk some sense into you.
I'd just be a burden to Harry O'Neill, too.
Oh, come on.
But you know one thing, if he was here, he'd be able to take care of the mess at Lord Manning. I can't tell you how many phone calls there have been since the news broke about Jack.
Well, I can imagine. There's probably panic in the ranks, right?
They're demoralized, these people. Myrtle called and said, what are we going to do? And I just came up with some platitudes.
Which sounds to me like they're turning to you for some leadership.
Well, encouragement.
No, I think they're going to need a lot more than just that.
I know that, but I can't give it to them.
Why not? I'll make you a bet. If you went over to the plant right now Just the fact that you were there would cheer everybody up.
Are you kidding? It would make everybody feel worse. They just say, oh, there's Dee Dee. She can't see.
No. No. You, dear, are the only one who uses words like can't, won't. Nobody else does. They would see this as you being very courageous, very caring, that you just put your own troubles aside for just a minute to commiserate with them.
Certainly put me in my place, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Why don't you come with me right now, this very minute? We'll go over to the back street, okay? And you can sit down with a couple of your friends, and let's just see if you can't help them out of this mess.
Isn't it about time you told me exactly what Mitch has in mind, since he doesn't seem to think that I can grab this Buchanan dame by myself?
Mitch likes to do the thinking, you know? Yeah, all right, here it is, short and sweet. During the broadcast, we bring Vicki Buchanan back here. We chloroform her, we carry her out the side door by the car.
And no one noticed during the show that she didn't come back. Oh, this is real brilliant, right?
Who is gonna figure that she got kidnapped? They're gonna think she got sick or got stage fright or something. Then we'll stash her in the safe house and go after the ransom.
It's really easy for Mitch to come up with an idea like this. I mean, he's already in jail.
Just do your job.
You know, a judge just might find this rap sheet a little disappointing. He just might decide to crack down on you this time.
They can't do anything to me. I'm innocent.
That's the problem, Lisa. From this list of priors here, you don't look too innocent. And then there's your word against your friends.
So charge me with the crime and get it over with.
Why are you so self-destructive? I don't understand that. You come from a good family. You've had all the advantages.
You sound just like my parents. Are you making up this lecture as you go along?
You ought to see all the kids who come in here. Kids who don't have a chance. Kids who don't have a chance to grow up in the world. And look at you.
Yeah, I know. Since I didn't grow up in the ghetto, there's no excuse, right? Well, how about, I just don't like the world with its rules and regulations. Maybe I think life just plain stinks.
Don't you think you're a little too old for that crap, huh? No, Lisa. There was a period when you were trying to straighten yourself out. You went to a nursing school till they kicked you out. What happened?
I miss staying home and listening to my parents moralizing.
You really try to be a tough cookie, don't you? Well, I don't buy it.
Because you don't want to. Because you've been friends with Mom and Dad for years.
No, it's a little more than that. I've had a little experience with the tough cookies of this world. When they say they don't care, they mean it.
So what do I have to do to prove it? Kill someone?
Always on the fringe, aren't you? Always on the fringe. Just like this little incident here. You know, you hang around with people who's big trouble, it's bound to find you. Your circle of friends leaves a little bit to be desired.
This lecture, I know, comes straight from my parents.
Yeah, well, when I tell them you're here, they're going to ask me if there's any way to get you off. And there just might be if you cooperate, show a little remorse.
Look, I didn't do anything except go get that lousy car. And suddenly it's against the law.
Yeah. Well, that kind of act will impress the judge, Lisa. Yeah, come in.
Captain, here's the robbery report.
Thanks, Ray.
How do you want to handle this one?
Hooker.
Okay, let's go. Come on.
Excuse me, does Captain Hall need to see me?
Yeah, he probably will after he finishes reading the report.
Pete, why didn't I listen to you? Why didn't I listen to you?
Probably because I was telling you things you didn't want to hear.
Oh, Lord, Captain Hall's gonna be so mad at me.
Well, he's not going to be pleased.
Oh, why am I like this? I can never seem to do the right thing right off the bat. I always have to take all kinds of time to get around to it.
Well, then it gets to be too late. Well, maybe this time you learned your lesson.
Yeah, maybe I didn't learn my lesson, and I'm gonna do something even more stupid next time.
Well, now, wait a minute. You just calm yourself down here a little bit. I gotta assume my responsibility in this. I mean, I should have pointed out to you this was a little illogical. I mean, you were talking about the jewels as if they were fakes, and yet you didn't want to turn the fakes over to the police.
Well, I will admit I was hoping they were real and I'd get to keep them. Pete, you know what it is?
I'm going to tell you the truth. I got a greedy streak in me.
No.
I do. It's a greedy streak. I mean, it's a little one, but it's there. It seems like I spent my whole life just waiting for this big break to pop out of thin air, you know, so I can go off and live my life of luxury.
Well, then why don't you play the lottery instead of skirting with the limits of the law?
Are you kidding? Of course I play the lottery. Sink $10 into that thing every week.
I should have known better. If you saved the $10, you'd have, what, at the end of the year, 5 bills and change?
Oh, great, $500. Ain't beans. That's chump change.
Chump change?
It is, though. I'm talking about the millionaire stuff, Pete. You should have seen me when I was little, just 8 years old, standing in Avery, Tennessee. I was looking around that dump of a town. I said, shoot, this is not it for me. But I couldn't break loose from it, you know. And then I had that scam with Becky Lee, and I was so sure that was gonna...
What?
Oh, shoot, never mind.
What? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What scam? What are we talking about here?
Nothing.
No. Come here, look at me. Am I your attorney here?
Oh, yes.
Okay. And is there something I should know before I go in there and see it home?
No. Well, see, charges were never brought up on it or nothing, and I don't believe Ed Hall knows about it anyway. Jesse and Becky Lee forgave me anyway, so I don't think we should even talk about it. Forget I ever brought it up.
Hold a while! In the office.
Good old Dr. Rob Coronel, or soon to be.
That's right.
What about you? How's stuff going at school with you?
Pretty good, except that I still don't know why I'm there and what challenge I want to take on.
You better figure that out right away because you don't want to end up like me, you know, still trying to work these things out. It's like your mom is having a swimming time over there with Teeny.
Oh, great. That'll put my mother in a great mood.
Yeah.
Are you sticking around for the awards?
If I can stay awake during all the speeches and stuff, why, what's your mom got planned?
I really don't know.
You look worried, though.
Well, you can never tell what's going to pop out of my mother's mouth in any given situation.
It doesn't mean you have to take every opportunity you can to create a scene with Tina.
Vicky, I tried to tell you before, but you wouldn't listen. She has no business being here in the first place.
Excuse me, Dorian.
Yes?
You know, it is the funniest thing, but the producer said there was a mistake. That I am supposed to sit right here next to Vicky. Oh, really? Yes, you know, somebody must have moved around the place cards. I think that's a rather childish prank, don't you?
Personally, I don't care where you sit. And don't worry. The camera won't be taking any shots of you.
That woman wears me out in about 5 minutes. I don't know how Vicky ever dealt with her all
Well,
those years.
pretty much the same way you did. Not very well. So how are you feeling?
Better now that you're finally here. I had said to send Clint off to call around for you.
Well, I got kind of a late start. Are you nervous?
Very.
Are you still going to go through with what you said you were going to do? No?
Yes, I'm going to do it, yes.
Are you sure? And are you sure you don't want to tell me what it is before?
No, I'm just going to do what I have to do.
Tina, good, you made it.
Yes, how are you?
Just fine, thanks. Fine. Darling, you shouldn't be looking so anxious now that you have both of us beside you.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I might have your attention, please. We're going to be on the air in about 10 minutes, so with your kind indulgence, if you'd all just find your seats, we'll be able to get on with the show, okay? Within 10 minutes. Thank you.
Cheating on arms treaties and how it could affect Geneva on ABC's World News Tonight.
Just like that. You found them.
Ed, I swear, I noticed this briefcase, okay? I assumed somebody just forgot it, so I opened it up to find identification, and I looked inside. I just about freaked out.
Yeah, but didn't you say you found the briefcase behind the bar?
Yeah, but the customer could have had the bartender put it back there. Folks do that all the time.
Did you ask the bartender?
Yeah, I asked every single person that works for me. None of them put it there. None of them saw nobody else put it there. I mean, it was just a big mystery.
Yeah, and you really don't believe in calling the police to help you solve your mysteries, do you?
Well, Pete had said I should do that.
I told her she should call you, Captain, but she felt that the person who left them there would probably come back and claim them later.
And when they didn't?
Well, then I just assume they must be fakes. Costume stuff, right?
Did it occur to you that it might be stolen?
Oh, Lord, once again, I must say, Pete mentioned that could be possible.
Yeah, but you didn't listen to Pete because you were going to keep those jewels for yourself, right?
Well, in Clover's defense, I have to say that she was on her way to bring the jewels here, Captain, but the robbery prevented that.
Yeah. But I don't buy that, Pete, because Clover has a history of forgetting what's right and what's wrong sometimes.
Oh, Captain, oh, come on. I said I was sorry. I am truly sorry. And if I could do this over again, I swear I would. I would get on the phone, I would call you
All right,
up.
Clover, just calm down. Ed, she hasn't done anything criminal.
Yeah, but I think we could make a case for criminal intent, however.
Don't.
However, maybe this time we'll just ask for cooperation.
Okay. Anything you want, I swear. What can I do to help you?
Well, we assume the jewels were left there by a thief. Maybe the thief will come back and pick them up.
After all this time?
Worth a try, isn't it? With Clover's cooperation, we'll set a trap at the back street bar.
We can keep on blaming Jack Simmons. But maybe we should take some of the blame. Hey, we all say we voted for Dee, but when the ballots were lost, then the bonuses started flowing. I'll be darned. Dee Dee! Whoa!
Wally, is that you?
Yeah.
Hi.
How you doing, Wally?
Hey, Bo, evening.
Good to see you. Dee Dee had a feeling that some of you all might be around here discussing the affairs there at the plant.
It's all we can talk about, but there's not a whole lot of agreement about what to do.
Well, you can't afford any dissent right now. You all got to pull together.
I think the first thing you should do is probably have another election.
As far as we're concerned, Dee Dee, there's no need for that. That we all agree on.
That's right.
I don't understand.
Well, we know for certain now the election was rigged. I mean, you should have won.
Yeah.
We want you, Dee Dee, as our president.
Yeah.
Go for it.
And of course, these awards are particularly treasured by those in the media because it gives us a chance to honor our own, as you might well expect. And so the members of the American Media Society, the new Northeastern chapter of the American Media Society, are very pleased and proud to honor Dorian Lord for excellence in TV commentary. Dorian, congratulations. A well-deserved award. Excellence in TV commentary. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Bill. Thank you all so very much, ladies and gentlemen of the American Media Society. I don't have to tell you how very, very much this award means to me, especially since the board of directors of my station, WVLE, saw fit to strip me of my duties as general manager and also to take away my show, View on Landview. The very show which all of you, in your wisdom, decided that I deserved an award for. I don't think that the irony in this escapes any of you here in this room. I lost my job.
Excuse me, Mrs. Buchanan,
because
there's
it
a
was
phone
too
call
good,
for
ladies
you. You
and
can take it in the
gentlemen.
backstage area.
Thank you.
One Life to Live will continue in a moment.
Whoever it is, would you tell them I'll call them back?
They didn't leave any name. They just said that it was very important.
Maybe it concerns the kids, honey. I'll take it.
Sorry, but the caller specifically said Mrs. Buchanan.
Okay, I'll do it. It's all right.
Follow me now.
However, some of us do strive, both for quality and ratings. On my show, View on Landview, we were constantly a source of controversy because I was not afraid to ask the tough questions.
Wally, I'm just a little stunned right now.
Well, I think that's obvious, isn't it?
Well, we were going to call you in the morning, but since you're here, there's no reason to put it off.
That's right. Are the workers unanimous about this?
It's about 95%. Is that enough for you, Dee Dee?
But I don't think that you guys...
Why don't we just give her a couple minutes just to think about it, Wally, okay?
Dee Dee, take all the time you want. We'll be over here. Here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just step right over to my office.
Oh, I got it. I got it. Bo, did you know about this?
You know, all this does is just prove the intelligence of your fellow workers, that's all.
No, I think it proves that they're pretty desperate.
Dee, listen, they need a symbol right now to rally behind.
Great symbol. Blind justice, right?
So you're gonna bring up that issue?
Why? How can I not? How can they not?
Because the same reason that it doesn't make any difference to me wanting you as my wife.
Do you know that it makes more sense to marry you than it does to run Lord Manning?
Well, that's great. That's good news. So you can do both.
I couldn't read reports. I couldn't see what was going on around me. Do you know that I don't even know how to make my own breakfast yet, but I'm going to run a company right?
Why are you so angry?
Because I think it's ludicrous.
No, shh. I think your anger comes out of the fact that everybody except you has a lot of faith in your ability to carry on, even though you've lost your sight.
Nobody is in this darkness here but me. Nobody else fully understands what this is all about.
All right, but somebody else, a secretary, an assistant, they can read the reports to you. And then somebody else can add up figures on a calculator. They can run the computers. Whatever it takes. All you have to do is just listen to the information, digest it, think about it, and then you just come up with your decision based on whatever it was that you heard.
You make it sound like this is just a piece of cake.
No, it's not going to be easy.
Sure.
But that doesn't mean that you can't do it.
Well, if I have an assistant or a staff of assistants that happen to be patient enough.
No, it's your patience, Dee. See, you are so hard on yourself. I mean, you're so damned independent that it just gets your gall that you might need some help. You know what, baby? You're going to need some help. But in the end, you're going to be able to reach all the goals that you claim that you have, which is Harry's dream for Lord Manning. So what do you think about it?
Do you think they're just doing this because they feel sorry for me?
Yeah. Oh, sure, there's no doubt about it. I mean, they were all planning on Simmons to just totally destroy the company, and since he wasn't able to, I guess they'll just let you finish it all.
Thanks a lot. I hate you.
Fear stops us from doing so many things. Fear of being wrong, fear of failure, fear of ridicule. But we have got to conquer our fear in order to create anything that is truly lasting or important. For us to cave into fear when it comes to television journalism, you know what? That's what should really scare us.
What does it look like, Mark? I'm working here. I'm a technician.
It doesn't look like...
The news.
You mean this is the job? This is the big job you were talking about? I didn't know you had this kind of skill.
What are you doing in New York?
I'm working on a
And if we
commercial
worry
for the
about
Vernon.
stepping on the toes
You know
of
what? I want to
bigger
get
feet
back
out
in the
there,
control room. I've been...
Oh, sorry, man. I haven't got that kind of authority, you know? No, excuse me a minute, all right?
Ladies and gentlemen,
Hey, excuse me. I'm Mrs. Buchanan. There's a phone call for me?
You're right, the telephone's on the table.
Oh, thanks. Hello?
Hello? Hello, is anybody there? Hello?
They want you in the control room right now.
Hello? Hello, whoever it was must have hung up.
I can't make a decision right now, Bo. I just need more time.
More time to what? Think of every excuse in the world to turn these people down, disappoint them. I wonder what Harry'd say about that.
Now, do you have to bring up my dad all the time?
No, it's just not fair to you. to yourself, that you just keep putting yourself down, you know?
Oh, but it's fair for you to make me do things that I'm not ready to do yet. You know, I haven't even had time to get used to being blind, for heaven's sakes.
If you can't do it, Dee, then you step down. But you just can't refuse these people without trying.
Yes, I can, if you'd let me.
You're just plain scared. Why don't you admit it?
I admit it. I'm scared. I was scared to be the president of this company when I had my sight. And I'm afraid of failing all of these people. I'm afraid of failing myself, my father. But none of that is supposed to bother me. I can't even see the person I'm talking to, right? I mean, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, maybe it is. So why don't I just tell Wally that you made up your mind and you're going to refuse these people their challenge?
You're just trying to get me mad.
Oh, hey, guys.
You're phrasing everything so I look like I'm chicken.
Hey, Dee Dee's made up her mind.
Okay. What's the word, Dee Dee? Don't say no.
I think that you people are the most wonderful, idealistic group that I've ever known. I also think you're a little bit insane to think that a blind lady is going to turn this company around and make it a success. I can't even see the ledgers. Which might be better. Well, I couldn't tell if we were in the red or not.
You're right. And none of us will tell you.
But honestly, I don't know how this is going to work out. And if you want me to try and you're willing to put your future in my hands, even though... Yes. Do you know that even without my sight, I've always had a clearer vision for Lord Manning than Jack Simmons ever did?
You're right.
I have no solution to the money men trying to run television journalism. But I do know that we cannot roll over, play brain dead, and allow them to do it. I was fired for my defiance. But you know something, ladies and gentlemen? I feel as though I won. As though you won. But most importantly, I know that the American public has won. So all I can say in closing to those of you who are still employed in the media, keep it up. Maintain your standards and your courage, and keep bringing the truth to the American public. Thank you for this great, great honor.
Stirring words from Dorian. Words I'm sure we'll all mull over. And now, before we get to the award for outstanding newspaper publishing, familiar phrase, we go to a station break.
What was that phone call all about? I don't know. When I got there, whoever it was had hung up.
Thank you, Vicki. Really, thank you so much for getting up and leaving during my speech.
Oh, Dorian, I'm sorry, but don't let her throw you.
Oh. Look, sweetheart, I'll be introducing you, and then you're going to be on your own. And you're going to be wonderful, just like you always are. Now, everyone in this room respects you and adores you. And I love you very, very much.
Mom, you were brilliant.
You really were. Congratulations.
Marco.
Yes.
Vicky left during my speech, then you left. I'm having a hard time believing I actually was brilliant.
I did leave just for a second, just to say hello to a friend of mine, but I heard every single golden word you uttered.
I hope so. Wasn't it rude of Vicky, though?
Mom, I'm sure she had a reason. I think she got a message from somebody. Don't worry about that.
Really,
Well,
congratulations. Great. You were wonderful, and I must leave. I'm sorry. The hotel just can't carry on without me. Bye-bye.
Bye, Marco.
Bye, Marco. Honey, did you really like my speech?
Yes.
Sweetheart, I'm going to call the house and check on that phone call. Maybe it was Kim calling about the kids, you know? Excuse me.
Did you see the way he looks at you?
So?
So you are going to have a hard time talking your way out of his bed tonight.
Oh, Tina, don't worry. I have the situation totally in control now. Will you please leave me alone so I can study my notes?
Fine. Fine. I will sit here very quietly and pray that whatever you have planned is going to work out. Otherwise, I'm afraid I'm going to be visiting my sister in the sanitarium.
When I first started with the Landview Banner, I wasn't too sure just how well I was going to get along with a lady publisher. So you can probably imagine my surprise when I realized one day that I had fallen in love with the lady. Now, Vicki and I have worked together for 6 years. We have been husband and wife, as well as editor and publisher for 3 years. Now, that's like having 2 marriages, you know. Now, in both, there have been little disagreements, but they have helped us grow. Now, at the Banner, the one thing that we have never disagreed on is the integrity of the newspaper that we both love so much.
What am I doing to this man who loves his wife so much?
And every young reporter
How can I do it after this build-up?
knows exactly what is expected of them. There will be no hedging on the facts and no distortion of them. And that is why I think that the Banner is constantly singled out for its level of reporting, for its editorial crusades. And now it is my extreme pleasure to present this award to my darling wife for the Outstanding News Publisher of the Year, Victoria Lord Buchanan.
Just put the briefcase right where you found it, behind the line, right?
Yes, sir.
Listen, man, I'd like to register a complaint. I just don't think it's necessary, or I don't see why we have to put her in jeopardy.
She's gonna be covered all the time she's here, Pete.
Hey, Pete, Ed.
Look who's here.
Gotta go.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, see you later. Okay, Bo. Hey, how you doing?
All right.
Ed,
See ya.
I am so happy that Jack Simmons is behind bars.
Yeah, well, for the time being, anyway. He's trying to raise bail.
He could get out?
Afraid so. But he realizes there's a lot of evidence against him, so he'll probably be a pussycat while he's in jail.
Yeah, well, if he waits for trial.
Is there any word on Clay Monroe?
No, not yet. The feds are combing the area he parachuted into. They'll find him.
I hope so.
Well, Dee Dee, it's really great to see you.
You too. Well, make that great to hear you. It's a joke. Come on, laugh. It's a joke.
She hasn't lost her sense of humor, after all. That's what's going to make her a winner.
Well, if anybody can, Dee Dee certainly can. Excuse me for a minute, will you?
Yeah.
Clover?
So, guys out on a night on the town, huh?
Well, it's a little more complex than that. Actually, I'm going to be taking over Lord Manning tomorrow.
Yeah. That's terrific.
It's what we all wanted, Pete.
Well,
I wish somebody thought this was a bad idea.
you're not going to hear from me.
You know what I think I want to do? I think I want to go down to the office and just familiarize myself with everything. I was only in there a couple of times before Jack had changed all the furniture around.
Good idea. I'll drive you down there.
And I'll get on the phone and make some calls. No sense in leaving this good news till tomorrow morning.
Pete?
I'll see you at home, babe.
Okay.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh, now you hold that pride until we see how this turns out, okay? Am I heading for the door?
Yep.
Okay, now don't stop me unless I go into a closet.
What the hell was that all about? I was just about to slap the chloroform over her face.
I was recognized. A guy that knows me from Statesville, man. It's clean. He's a popsicle. But he couldn't peg me as the kidnapper.
Wonderful. Now what? Huh? What am I supposed to tell Mitch?
The night is still young, man. We just have to think of another way to grab her.
So I believe that this award really goes to everyone connected at the Banner, not just to me. Our standards of integrity were, of course, set many years ago by my father, Victor Lord, and it would be unthinkable to alter his standards in any way. To become a bit more personal. Everyone in this room knows, I think, of my ordeal recently. My
battle with my emotional illness, and it was only through the support of my colleagues and my friends and my family that I was able to recover. In particular, it was through the support of my husband. He has shown more patience and love.
Do it. Just do it and get it over with.
More patience and love than anyone could ever expect. Tonight, I wish to make an announcement. It concerns a very important decision that I have made.
Did she tell you what it is?
And you will all be the first to hear of it. This announcement will, I'm sure, be something of a shock to my fellow members of the press and to the public. I have decided to sell my controlling interest in the Landview Banner to the highest bidder.
This is Steve Bell. The focus of the Geneva Summit, how the U.S. and Soviets differ on arms control. Tomorrow on ABC's World News This Morning before Good Morning America.
Friday, it's lights, cameras, and lots of action when Webster and Uncle Philip conjure up some movie magic of their own on Webster. Then Bob Euchre's newspaper is on strike, so the kids hold a garage sale to help the family finances on Mr. Belvedere. Now stay tuned for General Hospital next.
She's going to be a present to me, from me, on a special occasion.
What occasion? Oh, don't tell me this is the day.
Tomorrow is.
How I always forget.
You certainly do.
Stop. Just wait.
Why? What's
right
wrong?
there. Give me a coat. Just give
Why?
me a
What are you
coat
doing?
because I'm going to carry you to your desk. That's why.
Why? You think I can't walk to my own desk? I
I'm
can
turning
walk.
this whole thing into a little ceremony.
No!
Yep. From now on, you are royalty here.
Oh.
You are the queen of Lord Manning, and this is your kingdom.
But wait, shouldn't it be my queendom? And you are my knight in shining armor.
So marry me, Your Majesty.
Oh, well, here you are.
Who's that?
It's a Justice of the Peace. He just came in to perform the ceremony. Sir, why don't you step up and ask the lady if she does? That way she can say I do, and hey, we get this over with.
We don't have time for fun and games, Beauregard.
Woody, is that you?
Yes, Dee Dee, and I have to borrow your boyfriend because the film has disappeared.
This announcement will, I'm sure, be something of a shock to my fellow members of the press and to the public, but
Please don't let Clint hate me too much for this. I have to do it this way.
I have decided to sell my controlling interest in the Landview Banner to the highest bidder. I know how stunned you all must be, so perhaps I'd better explain why I've decided to sell the banner. So much of my energy over the
past years has been devoted to the newspaper, and, oh, of course, I've loved every minute of it. But since my recent ordeal, my emotional illness, I find that I've simply lost my taste for it.
I don't believe I'm hearing this.
My interests now are centered on my family. My beloved husband, Clint. And my children, Kevin and Joey. And so, from now on, Victoria Buchanan, the publisher, will become Mrs. Clint Buchanan, wife and mother. I thank you all very, very much for this award. You've made it a thrilling way for me to go out. Thank you.
Well, unfortunately, our time is up. Tempus is fugitive, as they say. This is William B. for the American Media Society. Thank you for paying attention, and thank you for keeping tuned in, and have a good night.
Are you pleased?
Pleased. Vicky, how could you do that without consulting Clint?
I had no idea that you were capable of something so underhanded, sneaky, and inconsiderate, Vicky.
Please keep your voice down.
What voice? He took any voice I had away from me. If I had any voice in this thing, it never would have happened.
Check Clay's hotel suite?
Yeah, Laura Wolek and I went through it, and then she made sure it wasn't in the hotel safe. I covered the production office, editing room. It's just gone, Bo.
Well, it'll turn up somewhere. You relax, buddy. Listen, take a deep breath. Congratulate Dee Dee. Yeah. All the employees here, they want her to be president of the plant. Isn't that great?
Oh, swell. Yeah. Really? No, that's wonderful, Dee Dee. Yeah.
Oh. They gotta get out and buy a bottle of champagne. Celebrate.
Better yet, why don't you help me search Section B? You know, I'm sure that's where he stashed the film because Clay put the computer chips in the cans.
Busy right now. I'm celebrating with Dee Dee. Lee.
How can you be so unconcerned about this? I mean, especially after all the money you've invested.
Right now, she means more to me at this moment than that whole damn film.
Well, now, wait. Why don't you guys just stop yelling at each other? I don't like to be here watching best friends yell at each other, and I think it's getting kind of late. Maybe you should just take me home.
No, you wanted to come down here and get a feel for where everything was in the office.
Well, Vicky, I guess you assumed that the program needed a last-minute drama, and you certainly provided it.
Mom, you're scaring me. Why are you staring at Vicky like that? Because I'm absolutely speechless. I'm so enraged I can't even organize my thoughts.
What's so terrible about her wanting to sell the banner?
Because, Cassie, it is her lifeblood. It is meant to be passed down from her to her children to her children's children. I don't know what possessed her.
Maybe she just wants to spend more time at home with her kids and her husband.
So she should make Clint the publisher and then hire somebody else to be the editor-in-chief. It was obvious. Did you see Clint? He didn't know that she was going to do that.
Yeah, he did look furious.
He certainly didn't. Why shouldn't he? She stood up there at that podium. She accepted the award. She made a speech about integrity, and then she has the nerve to announce that she is going to sell the banner to the highest bidder. And do you know who that's going to be? He's right up there now, standing at the podium, licking his chops. He can't wait to get a hold of the banner.
Who is that one?
Andrew Berryman, the owner of the National Intruder and a dozen other scandal sheets across this country. Of course, he can't wait to add the banner to that number.
I thought you owned 49% of it.
I do. 49 frozen percent. It's part of what Tina has tied up in litigation. Listen, do you suppose that Tina had anything to do with this?
No. She looked too stunned like everybody else did.
What's really behind this? What? I don't know, but I'm going to find out.
No, Mom, no. Sit down. I don't think that you want to make a public scene, okay? Why don't you just wait until we get to Landy, and you can talk to Vicky then.
But Cassie, by then it could be too late.
Vicky, always good to see you.
Thank you.
Nice to see you. Bye now.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Okay. Now you want to tell me just exactly what it is you're doing.
what I did was exactly what we talked about. Now, don't you think Clint will give me a divorce?
Yeah, if he doesn't shoot you first.
Come on, it certainly accomplished everything we wanted, didn't it?
Yeah, but I can't believe you did it to him like that. I mean, I knew you didn't love him, but I never thought you really hated him.
I don't hate him. Come on, I really thought it would be a lot better this way. Look, all this time that I've kept him out of bed and refused to go to the banner, those are all little jabs, and they hurt him a lot.
What, so you have him humiliated, and not just at public humiliation?
I didn't say that he didn't know what that I was doing it.
Look, it was written all over his face. I mean, the whole TV audience saw it. Everybody here in the studio, the man was crushed.
I can't believe you don't know how smart this was.
Yeah, well, I told you should have let me know what it was you were going to do. And I certainly do not approve of you selling the banner. That belongs to the Lord family.
What is this? Suddenly you're the Lord? I'm not.
And I have no idea how you were going to explain this to anybody.
Oh.
I mean, the idea of Victoria Lord Buchanan selling the banner is just ludicrous.
I have already explained it, dear sister, on television. I want to be closer to my family.
I am warning you, nobody is going to be on your side on this. You're going to be all on your own.
What does that mean? That you're not going to support me either?
I think Clint is the one who needs support right now, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to go find him.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
Sister, I would suggest that you spend your time trying to figure out how to convince Clint that you are not insane.
Mrs. Buchanan, we've not formally met. I'm Andrew Berryman.
Oh, of course. How are you?
Quite well, thank you, and very interested in your newspaper.
Oh, really?
Could we set up an appointment? Shall we say, tomorrow? Will you be back in Planview? Or...
Oh, yes, I will. Any time in the afternoon, that would be fine.
Shall we say around 2:30, your house?
2:30? Oh, absolutely. Perfect. Absolutely.
Not so fast, Vicky. You and I have to talk. Don't be too eager, Mr. Berryman. I think Mrs. Buchanan is going to change her mind.
I'm counting on Mrs. Buchanan to have a mind of her own. I look forward to our appointment.
Oh, I do too. Bye. Bye.
Vicky, are you completely out of your mind?
Your pardon, Dorian. I am and have been perfectly sane for months now. How dare you say that?
I was not referring to your dual personality problem. This business of selling the banner, that's insanity.
Well, I'm sorry if you cannot understand my need to stay at home.
Stay at home. Stay at home morning, noon, and night. Never leave Landfair. I don't care. But to sell the banner, to rip it away from your family? Why don't you just make Clint the publisher?
Because he prefers his editing duties.
Well, at least, why didn't you talk to me about it first? I do own 49% of the banner.
I was on the impression Tina owned that now.
Well, you know very well that she doesn't, nor will she when the courts are through.
Doesn't make any difference one way or the other anyway.
What, did the two of you orchestrate this thing together?
No. As a matter of fact, for some strange reason, she's really upset about this.
Why shouldn't she be? The newspaper that your father worked his whole... Oh, yes. Now I'm beginning to see what's behind this.
I've just explained to you exactly what's behind it. If you don't believe it, it's because it's too simple.
Your father is the source of all of your psychological problems. His demands on you, his rigidity, his two-faced set of values.
What has that got to do with this?
Everything, and don't you try to deny it. Why, the secret room, his sordid little relationship with Tina's mother, that's what sent you hurtling towards madness. Now that you're well again, you've decided to get back at him. And what better way to get back than to sell his precious newspaper to a shark like Andrew Berryman?
Dorian, you have such a wonderful imagination, but please, those thoughts never even entered my mind.
I'll just bet they entered it subconsciously.
Perhaps. But I still have enormous respect for the newspaper that my father created, and I don't want any harm to come to it, nor to Clint's position.
And so you are going to talk to Andrew Berryman tomorrow?
Well, why not? He said he was interested.
Vicky! Anybody but Andrew Berryman.
I don't really understand your particular dislike of the man.
Andrew Berryman, the owner of the National Intruder, and a dozen other I mean, the man is the czar of yellow journalism.
Uh-oh, this is a bad mistake.
What can you possibly be thinking of?
I understand your concerns. Of course I do, yes. What you don't seem to understand, however, is that I would only sell it to him if he promised faithfully that he would maintain the level of integrity that it has now.
He would promise you his mother if he thought you would sell him the paper. He doesn't know the meaning of the word integrity. And I certainly can't ever picture Clint working for him.
There are other publishers. It doesn't have to be Andrew Berryman.
Well, if my money were not frozen by your precious little sister, I would buy it from you myself. Vicky, I cannot believe that you hate your father so much that you are willing to deprive your children of his legacy.
Dorian, I've really discussed this with you just as much as I'm going to right now. Maybe back in Landview we'll talk about it some more.
Vicky, I warn you. I intend to stop you with whatever means are at my disposal. And I'm doing it for your own good. And also for the good of your family, who you now claim you want to spend so much time with.
You get the feeling that is one unpopular lady right about now?
Certainly do. You better grab her while her husband still wants her.
Yeah. We better figure a way to get her before she leaves New York.
You better figure a way, pal. I'm out of this.
Why?
Mitch sent me here with a specific plan. You blew it, and I've got to tell us about it.
Oh, wait a minute. By the time he comes up with another plan, you and me could have kidnapped her.
Yeah, and for your sake, I hope you do. Otherwise, he just might send somebody here to take care of you instead.
Sell the banner? That's consulting me. Next thing you know, she'll be wanting to have it on Joey up for adoption.
Are you... Oh, I'm so glad I finally found you.
I want the truth. Did you know about this? Did you know she was going to pull that stunt?
I didn't know that Vicky wanted to sell the paper. Couldn't you tell I was just as shocked as you were?
Well, you're a pretty good little actress. Maybe that was all an act.
What?
It's just, I can't believe that Vicky came up with something like this all by herself.
Well, it certainly wasn't my idea. And you keep forgetting that Victor Lord was my father, too, and I think it's appalling she wants to sell the banner. That paper belongs to the Lord family.
And you had no hint, no idea.
Look, you were mad at her. Don't transfer that to me. Believe me, I would have told you if I knew. In fact, after you stormed out of the TV studio, I told her off, and then I left. I told her I couldn't understand how she could do that to you.
It's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. First, our personal life starts going down the drain. Now she wants to destroy our professional life, too?
I guess one of us should have guessed something was up when she just refused to go to the banner at all.
This was supposed to be a second honeymoon. A little second honeymoon. I don't know if I'm a foot or horseback anymore, Tina. I am at a total loss.
Oh, Clint, if it would help to yell, you just go right ahead. Believe me, I am not going to walk out on you.
I just feel like somebody kicked me in the throat. I feel betrayed, damn it.
No, there's nothing worse, is there? Especially when you really care for the person who betrays you. Oh, I remember with Mitch. One minute he's telling me how much he loves me, and then the next, it was all meaningless.
What are you saying? That Vicky doesn't love me anymore?
No, I was just telling you what happened with me and Mitch.
Hell, maybe she doesn't. I don't know anymore. I don't know. I just know I got to get out of this room before I remodel it.
Well, what are you going to do? Are you going to go home?
Home? I don't know if I have a home anymore, Tina. She might have sold it out from under us.
Well, I know, why don't we go out to dinner?
No, I don't have any appetite for food.
Okay. Why don't we get a drink, all right?
I mean, whatever it takes to just make you forget this whole thing even happened.
How? How do you do that? How do you do something like that? Tell me.
You do just whatever it takes to cheer you up. You just give me half a chance. Whatever you need, I'm here for you.
The hotel?
Would you like it better if I just left?
I guess I handled this all wrong, didn't I?
Oh, no. You guess? That's an understatement if I ever heard one.
Tina, would you please leave us alone?
If that's what Clint wants.
No. No, there's no reason for you to leave. There's no reason for her to leave, is there? Vicky likes an audience when she's discussing personal matters, don't you, sweetheart?
Would you please try and understand it from my side?
Yeah. What is your side? Tell me, what is it? I have no idea.
If I had told you or Tina or anyone of my decision, you would have tried to have talked me out of it, wouldn't you?
That explains everything, doesn't it? You're damn right I would have tried to talk you out of it.
Well, can't you see that I needed to do this?
Why? Why? And don't give me any bull about wanting to spend more time with your family, sweetheart, okay? I work 8 or 10 hours a day on a short day. Kevin and Joey are in school the better part of their day, and where are you? You're up in your bedroom, communicating with who? No one. There was a time when we used to spend a lot of time together. A lot of time together. You know why? We worked together. But you know what? You stopped working.
It must be perfectly obvious to you that I simply have no interest in the paper anymore, and that happened before I even made the announcement.
Why didn't you say so? Why didn't you tell me about it? Why didn't you say something to me? All you said to me was, you would return. I will return, right? You said you needed time, a little more time. Time. There's a big difference between time and never.
Well, I didn't realize that it would be never until recently.
Yeah, very recently. On television. On television. I didn't hear about it until I had a camera stuck in my face. Vicky, you don't think a few 100,000 people didn't notice that Clint Buchanan didn't know what the hell his wife was up to until she was up to it?
I'm sorry, all right? I showed poor judgment, and I'm the first to admit that.
Oh, you admit it? She admits it. You admit it. Wonderful. How much slack is that supposed to take up? Your judgment used to be pinpoint perfect, Vicky. What happened? What happened? What happened to our marriage? What? Tina, if you don't mind, I'd like to finish this privately.
Fine, I'll wait out in the hall in case either one of you needs me.
You not only kept this information from me, you deceived me about the whole trip.
What do you mean?
What do you mean, what do I mean? You knew damn well I would be furious about this. You knew a lot of things, or you would have told me what was coming down out in front. But you didn't. Which means to me that you never intended to rekindle our love here in New York in the first place, right? Right. And don't bother to try and deny it or say something like, maybe tomorrow night, darling, because you don't mean that either.
I'm sorry that everything can't be the way it used to be.
You're sorry? Are you? I don't believe that. I don't believe it for a minute. I'll tell you what I do believe, Vicky. I believe that you don't want to sleep with me anymore. I believe that you don't even want to be in the same bed with me anymore. I believe that if I tried to kiss you right now, you would flinch. Don't get nervous. Don't get nervous. I'm not even going to try. Last thing on my mind right now is making love to you. Make love. I don't even like you anymore. Tell me something. Be honest. You hate me, don't you? Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, no. No, I don't even know how you can think that.
It's pretty easy. I mean, you not only throw me out of your bed, you also throw me out of a job.
No, you're absolutely wrong. I mean, I intend to make a deal that would permit you to stay in as editor just as long as you want.
Oh. Well, that's some consolation. At least I'd have a place to work, right? How long would I want to stay, by the way? You know? Did you care? Did you even bother to ask?
Well, you would help in that decision.
Oh, well, I still got a little bit of voice left then, huh? I got something to say about that. I don't want any part of what you're doing, Vicky. All I want is to get out of here and away from you.
Do you want me to come with you? Clint!
Stay with me, please. I need you now. Please stay with me. Please. I feel about this. I mean, the other times when I've hurt Clint or made him angry, I mean, it's because I was me, Nikki, defending myself. But this time,
This time was very calculated. And you definitely scored a bullseye. So what are you going to do? Pack up and go home?
No, I want to get out of here. I want to go out and, I don't know, go dancing.
What? You just said how upset you are. Now you want to go dancing?
Yeah, it's a good release of tension. I got to get some of this out of me before I see Clint again. Come on, this is New York. There's thousands of clubs.
No, I am going back to Landfair. And I'm trying to soothe over Clint's ego before you get back there.
And that's all?
Yes, that is all. I am going to walk a very thin line between calming him down and still keeping him angry enough to want to give you a divorce. In fact, I think it's a good idea you stay right here tonight. That you stay right in New York.
I'll bet you do. But actually, you might be right. Certainly would add to his disillusionment, wouldn't it?
It certainly would. But whatever you do, try and stay out of trouble, all right?
Wait a minute, I'll walk out with you.
I mean, Clint left New York before I did.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Lord, but Mr. Buchanan hasn't been home.
Well, he must have called or something to tell you where he went.
We haven't heard from him or Mrs. Buchanan ever since they left for New York.
Well, he has to come home. I mean, he absolutely has to come home.
Well, perhaps they changed their mind and decided to stay overnight.
No. I mean, he wouldn't do that. I mean, he has a lot of important business meetings early in the morning, and, no, he wouldn't do that. So, just please let me know as soon as he gets here, all right?
Oh, I will.
Oh, that must be him.
Hey, I know where it is. Tina. Where are Clint and Vicky?
Larry, what are you doing here this time of night?
I want to talk with Clint and Vicky. Where are they? Something's going on in this house. It's falling to pieces, and I want to know why.
You know, this doesn't make any sense. Vicky just stood up in front of everybody and announced that she's selling the banner.
Yeah, like she was selling chocolate chip cookies or something. And she was a friendly little neighborhood Girl Scout.
I just can't imagine her doing something like that.
Yeah, well, she did it, Bo. She did it. She did it without batting an eye. She didn't shed a tear. And she did it without telling me.
All right, but why? Why would she do something like that?
Oh, you want to know why? I'll tell you why. But you brace yourself for the answer, okay? That is, if you really want to hear.
So I'm watching television. I see Vicky's face on the screen. I feel very proud about her. And all of a sudden I hear she's planning on selling the banner. I don't get it.
Well, that's it. She's selling the banner, plain and simple.
Well, it's not plain and simple to me. It's a mystery to me, Tina. And by the look on Clint's face, it was a mystery to him.
I'm not saying he wasn't a little surprised.
Look, I want to talk to him, all right? Would you tell him I'm here, please?
Vicky decided to stay in New York, and Clint is still in transit.
What are you telling? You telling me that he left her in New York with all those publishers ready to pounce?
Well, she wanted to get selling the newspaper over with.
And what about Clint? He went along with this decision? He's going to let Vicky throw her life's work away?
Yeah, you're just acting like this was a spur-of-the-moment decision here.
Well, that's what it looked like on TV.
Well, that's not what it was. She thought long and hard about her decision.
Oh, and she discussed it with you, did she?
No, not in so many words.
But she discussed it with Clint. She went over the pros and cons.
No, she knew how he would feel about it, just as she knew about how all her other family and friends would feel.
We care about Vicky, and we all know how much the banner meant to her.
Yeah, but her family means more to her. Look, you heard her, Larry. She wants to devote more time to her loved ones.
And you're going along with this decision?
She's my sister. I support her in everything she does.
Since when?
A lot of things have changed around here.
Yeah. Yeah, you made yourself very comfortable in Landview, haven't you?
Look, this has been a long day. Let's not make it any longer, all right?
This used to be a very happy family. You realize that, Tina? Until you took the Lord name.
I didn't take the Lord name. It happens to belong to me, and I don't have to explain myself to you.
I don't have to listen to you or talk with you, but I do want to talk with Clint. So will you tell him when he gets back I would like to see him? You want me to write that down so you don't forget?
Oh, I won't forget. We don't keep secrets from one another in this household.
Well, let's try to stay calm about this, okay?
Herb, how can I stay calm? Vicky has opened up a door for me, a door I thought was forever closed. All I need now is someone to help me take that first crucial step.
Well, you're losing me. I thought Vicky's announcement upset you as much as it did me.
Yes, it upset me, but also it's presented the chance of a lifetime, and I've got to seize it before it's too late.
Seize what?
The banner, of course. Unless you want to see it sold to some unscrupulous stranger.
Well, of course I don't.
Okay. Andrew Berryman, the man who put Scandal back in Scandal sheets, has already made an offer.
Well, what if he has? Turned him down, didn't she?
No, she didn't. She listened to his sales pitch and told him she would think about it.
She was being polite. You know how Vicky is.
No, I don't know how she is. Not anymore. She's treating the banner like it was some old used car that she was ready to toss on the scrap heap. And I won't allow that.
Yes, and how are you going to prevent that, my darling?
Well, I can't. I mean, not all by myself. And that's where you come in.
What? No, that's where I go out. If you want me to take sides against Vicky, I won't do it.
No,
Forget
Herb, no, I want your help. You used to be my lawyer, and I want you to represent me again.
Represent you? How?
I want you to get my assets unfrozen. This has gone on for too long. There's got to be a judge in this town somewhere who will allow me to get my hands on what is rightfully mine. Herb, I want to buy the banner.
You what?
Yes. I mean, Vicky is turning her back on a fine, respected newspaper. I couldn't do that. No, and I'm not going to let it happen, not if it takes every nickel I've got.
Sweetheart, all your little nickels are locked away in a vault somewhere under court order.
Yes, but you can change that if you really try.
I doubt it sincerely, even if I could. Do you have any idea what the asking price of the banner would be?
I said, even if it takes everything I've got.
It would. And frankly, all you've got right now is your salary from Aces. The purchase price of the banner is out of your league. Forget it.
Do you think I'm going to let something like that stop me when the banner is there for the taking?
Darling, your assets are frozen. They're going to stay that way. And without the cash, you're just dreaming.
I don't care. I'm going to get the cash, and I'm going to buy the banner. And if I can't... Well, if I can't, I'll just get Asa to buy it for me.
Well, let's see. Where should I start? Back with her homecoming a lot of weeks ago? Yeah, that was supposed to be a real happy time.
And she needed that time to adjust.
I know that. That's why I didn't squawk when she wanted the boys to spend some added time at Aces. And when she wanted Aaron to have some time off, I sent him packing down the road for a while. She wanted to get rid of Dr. Pope. Adios, Dr. Pope. I mean, anything she wanted, I did it, Bo. I did it. Do you want to hear something good? I took another bedroom. I took a spare bedroom. That's right. I packed up my little jammies and my little robe and my little slippers, and I just tucked my tail between my legs. I moved into another bedroom.
Yeah, but I can't believe that she meant for that to go on forever.
Oh, I know. I told myself that every night. Every night I told myself that. This too shall pass, I said. You know what? Didn't pass. Still hasn't passed. She's got her bedroom, I got mine.
For now.
Headaches. Headaches. It started with headaches, Bo. The old standby headaches. Then one time she had a cold. Then she had too much to drink, you know? Then, she had a very long, hard day in the park with the boys. And then the speech. She had to spend a lot of time with writing a speech, right? I bought it. I mean, I took it. I swallowed that hook, line, and sinker. Do you believe it? And then what? Huh? All the time she was telling me, time. Just a little time. Just a little more time. Won't be forever.
And it won't be, though, Clint.
Oh, Bull, now you're being as dumb as I was. She was leading me on. She set me up, Bo. She was stringing me along. She led me to believe things were going to be better. Then she yanked the rug right out from under me.
I can't believe that. Vicky has never been a cruel person.
Yeah, I used to think so, too. I used to believe that. Some fella never told me that my wife would turn against me like she has. I'd have slapped his jaws, and you know it. I was a sucker.
No, listen, you've been hurt. And she owes you an explanation, Clint. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. You know, you could fool me because it sure as hell feels like that.
But listen, y'all have been through tougher times than this. Believe me, you just have to hang in.
Hang in? Boy, that's easier said than done sometimes.
No, not if you keep... If you just keep talking, if you keep trying.
Trying? Trying? Try lying. I can't lie to myself anymore, Bo. And trying, I can't keep trying all by myself. It's like I'm on one side trying to hold this marriage together, and she's on the other side pulling it apart.
Wait a minute. Whoa. You're not trying to tell me that you think that she might want a divorce?
Yes! That's exactly what I'm telling you. She wants a divorce. And I can't understand it. I just flat can't understand it. I can't pretend to understand it. I can't even explain it. I mean, here's a lady that professed her love to me, you know. And till death do us part, that kind of thing. And this lady that I love with all my heart, she's not my wife. She's not my wife. We don't have a marriage. It's not a marriage. It's a sham. It's a joke. I can't understand it. I thought I had a family. I thought I found a family with Vicky and Kevin and Joey and me. I thought we were a family. And I can't understand it.
You know, I'm worried about that hand of yours. How long have you had that bandaged up? You know, my brother-in-law is a very famed physician, and he's going to come in here any minute, and I want him to have a look at that hand.
Miss Wanda, I don't want you worried about my hand. No, my hand's fine. You forget about it, okay?
I will not take no for an answer. My Dr. Larry's going to come through that door, and I'm going to say to him, hey, I want you to look at my cheap cooking bottle washers. Whoa, come here. I got somebody who needs your attention. Okay, wait a second. I want you to meet somebody. You haven't met my chief cook and bottle washer yet, have you? Okay. Dr. Larry Wolek, I want you to meet your newest patient, Tex.
Emma, please, will you try Houston again for me?
Why do you want to drag Ace into this?
Well, this concerns his family. I mean, if he doesn't want to save the banner, who will?
I see. It's the banner you're concerned about, preserving its journalistic tradition. There's nothing in this for you, of course.
Has ambition suddenly become a dirty word?
Ambition's like money, dear. It's neither good nor evil, but it does have a way of bringing out the good and the evil in people who have it.
Are you saying that it brings out the worst in me?
Well, it
Is that
hasn't always brought out the best.
Thank you very much. You won't help me, and you're going to ridicule my efforts to help myself.
I'm not
Lovely.
ridiculing you. I'm concerned about you.
Well, don't be. I will manage with or without your help. You know, there are other people who would help me, other people who admire my determination.
People like Asa Buchanan?
Yes. Do you know what he called me? A winner. He said he would back me in just about anything I wanted to do.
I'm a little worried about the effect Asa Buchanan is having on you.
I'm still the same woman I always
Not
was.
quite. You always loved power, that's true, but usually as a means to an end to accomplish some great thing.
So that's still the same.
No, it isn't. I think you've been hanging around him too long. You're beginning to love power for its own sake, as if power alone would solve all your problems.
I never said that it would. But I do know now what it is like to be without power. I know what it feels like to have everything stolen from you. Your money, your security, your position in the community. And it doesn't make you a better person.
Neither does grasping at straws.
This is not a straw we're talking about. It is the banner. It's the chance of a lifetime. Don't you see the banner makes everything possible again? Power, money,
But it
prestige.
isn't possible.
Herb, don't say that. The word impossible doesn't exist for me.
Dorian, I care about you very much. Let it go.
I can't. I just can't. And I think that's an essential difference between us. See, if I keep on dreaming, if I refuse to surrender, nothing is impossible for me. He's here. Oh, Asa.
All right, now, look. What is so awful and important to make me interrupt a very busy schedule?
Asa, you're here just in time. You're a dream come true.
Hey, come on, Clint. I'm okay. No, it's okay. Let it out. Just let it out. Jeez, everything you've been through.
I said I'm okay.
Got in the title.
I said I'm okay, Bo. You know, there just comes a time a fellow's got to face the facts, that's all. And the fact is that this little dream marriage of Vicky's and Clint's was just a nightmare.
No, come on. Hey, I don't believe that, and you don't believe that either.
Yeah, what are we supposed to believe? The storybooks we used to read as kids? The prince comes along and finds his little princess and brings her back to life by kissing her on the lips, and they live happily ever after? Come on.
No, nobody ever said that it was all supposed to be like that. But you and Vicky are in love, Clint. I mean, there's no other couple in the world that has as much love as you.
Used to, Bo.
No, it still is. It still is. So just forget about all this talk about divorce.
How do I forget about it? How do I forget about that? I have been trying to ignore all the signs for a long time. I've turned my back 1,000 times. This is why I turned my back on it. I can't ignore it anymore. It's staring me in the face, Bo. Vicky wants a divorce. She's pushing me to make the first move, that's all.
Now, I know you're wrong.
Well, excuse me, Bo, but when it comes right down to it, you really don't know anything about it. You know, you really don't know anything about it. Nobody does. You're looking at it with the doors closed. You know, we're the perfect couple. Well, come on inside. Close the doors. Look at it on the inside. You know that little thing with Vicky and Clint? That little perfect couple thing? There is no Vicky and Clint, Bo. Not anymore.
Oh, whoa. Hey, come on now. You don't need any more booze, okay?
My credit bad around here or something? Here, little brother, here.
No, I don't want... Hey, I don't want that. And you don't want this. I'm hurting for you right now. Okay, I'll be damned if I'm going to let you do this to yourself.
Well, there's nothing you can do for me. So?
I can tell you when I think you're full of it. And right now, I think you're full of it. I think you're wrong about Vicky.
Yeah? And I just told you that you don't know what you're talking about.
I'm telling you, I know Vicky. If Vicky wanted a divorce from you, she would come right out and tell you she wants a divorce. She wouldn't be playing little tricks on you.
You tell me I made this up?
No, I'm telling you that you're getting this all wrong. You're just looking at it wrong. Vicky has been through a lot lately. She's confused. She's scared. But a divorce, no. The Vicky I know, she looks a problem right square in the eyes. She would fight for your marriage, Clint. She wouldn't give up on it.
That's the Vicky I used to know, too, Bo. The Vicky's gone. She's gone.
People don't change like that.
Oh, come on. I used to think the same thing. Look, I have called and asked. I talked to Dr. Polk. I said, help me make some sense out of this. Just try and help me make some sense out of this. What, give me a rational explanation. What was it? What caused this behavior change in Vicky? Was it the accident? Was it the illness? What? All I wanted was a rational explanation. All I keep coming up with, Bo, is Vicky.
No. Please, no. She does no divorce. Where are you going now?
I'm going home. Or at least what I used to call home if she hasn't sold it out from under me, you know. You know, the pretty little house at the end of the road. Land fair. Well, there's a name for it. That's what you can call a castle land fair, just like in a fairy tale, right? Huh?
Yeah, listen, let me make you some coffee.
I'll tell you
all right?
what.
I don't want
No,
you to go
coffee.
home like
Listen,
this.
I'll tell you what. The little princess wants a divorce. The little princess will get a divorce.
David Brinkley examines the history.
You two obviously have a lot to talk about.
Stay, Herb.
I don't think so. Good night, Dorian. Good luck.
Goodbye, Herb.
What did he mean by that?
Oh, never mind. I can't tell you, Asa, how happy I am to see you.
Yes, well, I gather you missed me with that avalanche of messages you left. Why can't a man go on a simple business trip without being hounded to death?
Oh, wait a minute. It's my job to hound you, remember? Anyway, what kind of business is it that keeps you incommunicado for several days?
It is my business, Dorian, not yours.
Asa, I cannot abide a boss who won't confide in his trusted employees.
Dorian, I can't abide an employee who doesn't know her damn place.
Well, you should be glad that I don't.
I'll be glad if you left me in peace.
Asa, believe me, I would gladly if you could just let me know where you were, but we could have concluded this over the telephone.
You knew where I was.
Houston, would you give me a break? You know, I'm trying to be helpful here, but...
Dorian, I flew several long, difficult hours to get here because you said all hell was breaking loose. Now, do not nitpick. Tell me what's wrong, and it better be important because you have no idea what I gave up to be here.
Well, Asa, I am so sorry. Your family is coming apart at the seams. Is that important enough for you?
Where are you from, Tex?
Well, that's a good one, Doc. I've been asked that 1,000 times. That's a good one.
Sorry, you look a little familiar to me.
Yeah, but that's what I said to him the first day I met him, didn't I?
Well, I guess I got one of them there, what do you call it, familiar faces, like one of them guys on TV, like a Western star, you know?
You mean like Roy Rogers?
Well, no, more like the Lone Ranger, I guess.
The Lone Ranger wears a mask.
That's right. You got it. Excuse me, Miss Wanda.
Come over here. Wait a second. I want Dr. Larry to look at your hand.
Oh, what was this? You got a sprain? Oh,
No, he broke his finger some time ago.
Well, here, I'll be glad to take a look at it.
No, listen, Doc, it's fine. And I appreciate very much you making the offer, but if this paw don't heal up in a very short time, well, then I'll come and see you, okay? Listen, I think I smell my chili burning in the back. Would you excuse me, Doc? Excuse me, Wanda. Hey, very nice meeting you, Doc. You take care, okay?
Yeah.
See you later.
Is he everything I said he would be?
Yeah, a bit
Wait
more,
a second.
too.
What about that broadcast? You
Don't
could have
talk
knocked
to me
me
about
over.
this. I
Well,
don't
what
want
about
to-
the expression on Clint's face?
I'd like to forget the whole thing, Wanda.
Well, why don't you forget the whole thing? Go over there, sit with your friend.
I was going to do that. Has he been here long?
Ah, yes. Long enough for this coffee to get cold. And tell him I'm going to bring him a fresh cup right now, okay?
Good evening. Oh,
Dr.
hey,
Hall,
Larry.
I'm sorry I'm late. Wanda says don't arrest her. The coffee's coming in a minute.
Oh, yeah? Well, we'll see about that. I appreciate your coming, Larry.
Yeah.
How are you?
This is not a good night to ask that question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I ought to wait till it's a better time. Huh?
Well, I'm not sure there's ever going to be a better time. So.
Oh. Well,
Okay, wait a second. Here's the coffee, late but wonderful.
Yeah, it's
and
about time.
yes, I know. And would you like anything?
Nada. Thank you, dear.
Nada.
Nada.
Just what I love, a 50-cent change.
Get out of
Get out of here. The coffee's free.
Oh,
Larry, I'm going to get right down to it.
Yeah.
I need a favor.
whatever it is, you got it.
Well, it's not exactly for me. Well, it is for me. It's really for a college friend of mine, you know. And he's got this daughter. Well, maybe I should say he's got trouble.
The daughter and trouble go together.
Like hand in glove. Like hand in glove. I've known this little kid, Lisa is her name, since she was a little kid. Well, she's not so little anymore. As a matter of fact, she's been hanging out with a bad news crowd.
Oh, boy. Well, what can I do about that?
Well, she got herself into a nursing school. She was doing very well. Her parents were very happy for her and everything. And, well, in her second year, I don't know the details of it, she got kicked out of school.
Oh, geez, that's a shame.
Yeah, and she's just got herself arrested again.
Well, Ed, it sounds to me like she needs a juvenile counselor more than a doctor.
Well, what she really needs, Larry, is a chance to get away from that crowd she's hanging out with and to make something out of herself.
I agree. I mean, she goes to jail. That's not going to happen.
Well, now, see, I don't think she has to go to jail. No, I think I can persuade the judge to let her, well, use her training. You know what I mean? For that, I need a connection to a hospital, maybe Landview Hospital.
Connection. Oh, all right, okay. I thought maybe it was because I'm your oldest and dearest.
Well, you know you are that.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So what do you say? I mean, do you think you can help?
Well, sure. I'll do whatever I can. There's someone who might even be able to help a little more than I can. Just a minute, Josh.
Larry, Dad.
Hello, son.
Hey, you haven't seen Rob, have you?
Rob? I thought you two worked together.
Yeah, well, we worked together. He had some things to finish up at the hospital. I said I'd meet him here for a midnight snack.
Timing's perfect. Have a seat, lend an ear. We're going to make you an offer you cannot refuse.
Vicky! Vicky! I want to get this thing straight. What?
She's not here now. Now, don't be too disappointed.
Oh, where is she? Upstairs? Huh?
No, she decided to stay in New York.
Oh, she did? Well, isn't that just perfect? A perfect damn ending for a perfect damn day.
Look, she begged me to stay with her, but I knew how you'd be, and I didn't want you to be all alone, so I came right back here.
Oh, you did? Well, wasn't that just wonderful? You women are just wonderful little things, aren't you? Well, I appreciate the gesture, but I'm just not into human contact.
But maybe, Clint, maybe human contact is exactly what you need.
No.
You need someone who cares about you. Someone who really listens to you.
Yeah.
Now, I know how you must be feeling. I really do. But maybe if you could just talk to me a little bit, maybe in some small way I could help out.
Oh, if only you could. If only somebody could. Nobody can help, Tina. Just need a drink.
Look, I can certainly understand why you might want to drink away all your sorrows, but sometimes help, to talk would help a lot more.
Vicky's the only person I want to talk to tonight, okay? Meanwhile, I'll just take my friend here and we'll go upstairs, keep each other
Yeah,
company.
but Clint, you're still going to have to face all this in the morning.
Well, the morning seems light years away, huh? Now, you have pleasant dreams. You sleep better.
No, Clint, please, you can't go now. You can't.
Well, why not? Why not?
I have to talk to you. I really do, Clint. I have to talk to you before I lose my nerve.
One Life to Live will continue in a moment.
You want me to take this woman into the emergency squad?
Yeah, unless you don't approve.
Larry, it's a great idea in theory, but this girl...
Lisa.
Yeah. Look, I was there at the back street when she tried to rip off Clover, and she would have made off with that necklace if it hadn't been for Rob and me.
Wait a minute. According to your dad, There's some question if she even knew about the robbery.
Yeah, it looks like she was set up by her friend. I mean, without her knowing it.
No, I doubt it. I think that they planned it together.
So you don't think she'd be able to fit in?
She and I got off on the wrong foot, you know?
Sounds to me like the answer is no.
Dad, I'm not saying that.
All right, it's all right. I've got some other ideas. As a matter of fact, there's a new resident in pediatrics who might be.
Look, it's just that, look, emergency, in emergency, we're a tight-knit crew. And I have to consider things like morale.
Well, I understand that, Josh. Now, listen, please understand me. Her father, Lisa's father, is an old friend of mine, and I really want to help her out if I can, okay?
Well, if she needs help, yeah, I guess we have to do what we can.
Well, that's what I thought, but if you can't justify it, okay.
It's up to you, Josh. If you don't think she'll fit in, well...
Larry, she'll fit in. I'll see to it.
So it's all right to tell her Lisa's a part of the team?
Tell her she's part of the team.
Vicky selling a banner? I can't believe it. I won't believe it.
It gets worse.
No, what? Nothing can be worse.
Andrew Berryman.
Berryman, what has he got to do with it?
Guess who made the first offer? Guess who has the inside track?
I want to tell you something. Vicky is no fool. And that barracuda Berryman, she would never consider selling it to him.
Oh, yeah? Think again. I agree with you. I think Berryman is a sleaze. Can you just visualize it? Andrew Berryman, publisher of the Banner.
No, and I'm going to tell you something, honey. Your imagination's running wild.
Oh, yeah? You imagine something. The Banner on your breakfast table. With Berryman as the publisher, the headlines screaming off the front page, a three-headed baby falls from 12th story and lives.
That sleaze will never buy the Banner.
Oh, really? Well, it's as good as his already. Asa, I'm telling you, Vicky's intentions are clear. She is out to destroy a newspaper that it took a lifetime to build up. And somebody has got to stop her. Somebody with business savvy and resource.
Wait a minute. Are you suggesting me?
Yes. There's not a moment to lose. Why don't you get on the phone, locate Vicky, and tell her that you want to buy the Banner?
Now, you just one cotton-picking minute, honey. Now, I flew across the country to get here. As soon as I walk in the door, you hit me with this disaster. My mind is still reeling.
I'm sorry, but we haven't got a second to lose if we want to beat Berryman to the punch.
To hell with Berryman. And hell with a Banner. I'm worried about my daughter-in-law. I mean, what in blue blazes led her to do this?
Well, if you ask me, it's just her true colors coming out. What I'm asking you is, what are you going to do to stop her?
Tina, I'm really not in the mood to play games. Now, what is it you want to talk about?
Well, I've just been doing a lot of thinking lately, like about you and me and Vicky and...
Yeah? Yeah?
And the Banner. Yeah, about the Banner.
What about the Banner?
Well, I think you should go ahead and let her sell it.
What? What?
Look, she obviously doesn't want it, so why not let her sell it to somebody who does, like to you and me?
You and me?
Yeah, that's right. I don't see what's so funny about that. In fact, I think it's an inspired idea.
Well, an inspired idea. What are we going to use for money?
Well, if you stick with me. If you're on my side, I'm sure I can get the bank to loan me the money.
On what basis? Your good name, your good looks, your sterling reputation?
My fortune. On that money I get from Dorian, I can get any bank to do whatever it is I want them to do.
Tina, come on.
No,
Really,
Clint, don't stop me now, Clint. I can finally make you happy. I can make us happy. Don't you see that? I mean, think about all the nights we spent out here talking. Just you and I, about your ideas and your dreams. Clint, I can make those happen for you. We can do it together.
No, you can't. We can't.
Don't say that, Clint. I know how you love the Banner.
The Banner? I love the Banner? Tina, the world is full of newspapers. Full of them. I got one marriage. Without that, without Vicky, The banner isn't worth a plug nickel to me. It's Vicky I love, not the banner. It's Vicky I'm lost.
But she hurts you. I've seen her hurt you, and I'm not going to let her hurt you anymore. She's not going to do it, and you want me, Clint. I know that you want me, and so do you. And believe me, if you held me just once, I could make you forget that she ever existed.
You can't.
When she doesn't exist, don't you? Look, not tonight. Tonight, Vicky is gone, Clint. And there's just you and I. It's Clint and Tina. Just you and I here, all alone, Clint. Yes, and you want me, Clint. Clint, I know you do. I know exactly. And you know
Tina, I'm sorry. It's not too much to drink.
Clint, what?
It's late. I'm sorry, Tina.
Clint,
Good night, Tina. I'm sorry.
Clint, no,
Hey, one.
Oh, darling. How are you?
Good evening there, Ted.
Okay.
Evening, Ted. Can I have a word with you a minute?
What?
Well, I was about to sit down. Oh, come on, partner. We can just take a few seconds.
I was gonna sit down
Oh,
for a second.
that's all right. You got plenty of time for that. I got to tell you something. Did Cassie tell you about the conversation we had a couple of weeks ago?
Oh, yeah. She mentioned something about you being a little frustrated, yeah.
You were frustrated. Here I am, a man of science, condemned to slinging hash in this place and telling tall tales about the West. I've got to get out of this diner, and I've got to get back to my work. If I say sure enough good buddy one more time, I'm going to go mad.
You look like you're losing it a little.
So I've got to leave Landview. Right away.
Okay, fine, but I hope you're not planning to do that until you talk to Cassie.
You're right. All right, yes, I will try to see Cassie. But you've got to tell her that I'm leaving within a week.
Okay, fine.
Yo, okay.
I'll be with you in a second, Josh. Hang on a second. Tex guy, you kill me with those tall tales.
I know. You take care. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.
Okay?
See ya.
Now.
What is this, a high-level meeting or something? How's it going, man?
Well, I guess you could call it that. Rob, how are you?
I'm all right. Captain Larry. Mom know you're out this late?
Oh, this is all in the interest of social justice. Besides, I'm on the way home now for a cup of hot milk and a cookie.
Oh, good, man. See you later, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Good night, Dad. Larry, I won't let you down. You can count on it.
Count on what?
Oh, man, it's the pits.
What are you talking about? What's the problem?
My dad is playing goody two-shoes.
He's what?
Remember that girl we stopped in the parking lot?
Oh, yeah. The pretty one with the mouth like a gutter? Yeah, what about it?
Well, thanks to my dad and your stepfather, she's the newest member of our emergency team.
Damn.
You can say that again.
I don't need this. I make a movie, not just any movie, a great movie. And what do I have to show for it?
No luck tonight?
I must have torn up half this town looking for the lost reel. Guess what? It's still lost.
Well, I'm sorry I couldn't help out. Something in the family came up.
Well, it wouldn't have made any difference. I looked everywhere. I even went back to Lord Manning to check it out again. I couldn't believe it wasn't there. Not a reel, not a foot, not even a lousy frame.
Come on, buddy, just relax. Only a movie, you know?
Only a... You know what you sound like? You sound like a producer.
Well, I've lost as much as you have. It was my investment. You remember?
You only lost money. I lost my creation.
I'm just trying to get you to cool off. Believe me, our problems really aren't that much when you compare them to some people we know.
Yeah. Your family? Oh, you said something came up. I'm sorry. Was it serious?
Could be, but it's nothing for you to worry about. Really. Thanks, though. You want a beer?
No, thanks. I'd only cry in it. I just keep thinking the film couldn't just disappear. Sure, Clay's a no-good rat, but he's a Hollywood rat. He wouldn't destroy a movie. His ego wouldn't let him.
Yeah, well, where could he have hidden the thing? Is it a safe deposit box, a bank vault?
Too conventional. Clay's mind is much more devious. Think slimy thoughts. The slimier, the better.
Yeah. Here, why don't you think slime, and I'll answer the phone. Hello? No, that's okay. I told you to call if you had anything. What, are you kidding?
What?
When? No. You did the right thing. Listen, I want to keep tabs on him, okay? Don't let him out of your sight.
Who was that? That's Phil. You remember Phil? Guy works at Lord Manning. When Dee Dee had her accident, he wanted to know if there's anything he could do, so I've had him keeping an eye on any visitors that Jack Simmons might have.
So?
So guess who is out on bail as of tonight?
Simmons?
Yeah, he's free as a bird, just walking the streets.
Free to help us, you mean?
Help us?
Yeah. Who was Clay's hatchet man? Who knew everything Clay was up to?
Well, Simmons.
That's right. And who knew where the film was stashed, and who could lead us right to it?
Okay, but how do we get Simmons to cooperate with us?
Remember what we used to have to do to get information out of the VC?
You're talking some real strong stuff now, though.
You bet I am.
That's right. Right, Victoria Buchanan. No, I don't want to disturb her. No, not at this hour. I just want to confirm that she hasn't left her suite yet. No. No, there's no message. I'll try to reach her in the morning. Right. Or maybe I won't. Sleep tight, Nicky. I know we will.
The Woman of the Year Award, the most glamorous and prestigious honor ever. Erica Kane wants it, and so does Brooke.
You are so scared of losing that you cannot see straight.
Old rivals in a bitter battle that could change their lives.
Oh, just wait till the world finds out that Brooke English is an unfit mother.
Who will be chosen for the coveted award? Find out on All My Children, weekdays.
May the best woman win.
Damn, how can a phone be busy at midnight?
Of course, with the night they just spent, maybe they decided to take the phone off the hook.
Well, they'd have known I'd have heard about it and tried to reach him.
Willie, so why don't we use the time to talk strategy?
Oh, I don't want to talk anymore. I'm going to go home and go to bed, let it all settle in.
But we've got to make plans.
Dorian, I want to tell you something. My nerves are shot. My family's in disarray. Your strategy can wait one more day.
No, it can't. You know, there's another reason that phone is busy. It could be that Berryman's got Vicky on the phone right now and is negotiating to buy the banner.
Please, Berryman doesn't even work that fast.
Of course he does. You heard the story about how he bought the San Francisco Monitor? A fisherman's wharf, 3 a.m. in the morning over platters of raw oysters and schooners of beer.
I'm going to tell you something. He's going to have to swallow the whole damn Pacific Ocean to get one up on me. And I'll be damned he's ever going to get the banner.
Well, what are you going to do?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. You stay there by the phone. I might need you.
What, Asa, come on. What have you got planned? Asa...
Quiet.
All right now. Everything's all right.
Oh, who needs New York? Elmo's, this is my kind of place.
You're not alone. I'm here now. You are never, ever going to be alone again.
Tomorrow, those hot Hollywood nights can turn pretty cold when the forecast is murder on Hollywood Beat.
Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
On General Hospital, Frisco breaks out of hiding to avenge a murder.
We gotta get the Scorpio. Are you out of your mind?
General Hospital, next.
You for so long.
Oh, so long.
And I see the way you look at me. And we're together.
Together, yes.
Yes, and you want me too, don't you?
Yes.
Oh, Clint. This is going to be right. I can just feel it, and I want it to be